From smoky clubs to fields of green, her life took a turn, but her rhythm's still the same. Feel the passion burn. On stage she was a queen, now the land's a throne. Every note she sang now echoes in seeds she's sown. Her journey's just begun, a new chapter in her song. Watch her dance with the seasons, right where she belongs. She was a jazz and blues singer, making her way around the world. The journey stopped, but the song did not. So what's going on with you, girl? She started a YouTube channel and learned how to grow veggies, fruits, and bread, and a bunch of chickens in a row. Diva of the stage to diva in the dirt. Same diva, new life, diva in the dirt. Singing sweet melodies now with the earth. From city lights to moonlit nights, she's found her worth. With every seed she plants, a new story grows. From the mic to the soil, a rhythm she knows. Diva in the dirt, watch her thrive and gleam. Same passion, new dreams on the homestead scene.
I guess I should add myself to the stage too.
Before you add me.
I thought I was on.
How you doing, young lady?
I am well. And you, sir, how are you? Good to see you here.
I'm extremely tired. I've been up since 4 this morning. Went to South Carolina and did a little bit of stuff over there. Came back home. And the wife got on me because I was outside too late.
Well, anyway, welcome to Live with Diva in the Dirt. And tonight I've got Jegs Farm here, who's going to be one of my co-hosts. I know there'll be a few other people coming up and popping in throughout the night. And so we're glad that you're here to come and hang out and chit chat with us. So I'll just go and do a few welcoming. And first on was Gear Gridden, who is saying, good evening, ladies and Jegs. And of course, our favorite moderator, Miss Sharon, who's also in the Diva Club. She's saying hello and a nice big hug. And thank you so much for manning the chat. We absolutely so appreciate it. Oh, my new friend, Robin Gardens from Chicagoland. Yes, it's been hot. Is it hot for you, Jegs?
Why you ask a question like that? Why you ask a question like that? It's been... I tell you the truth, I think we might hit 100 today.
That's yeah. Well, Robin is saying 103 for her. So, and my daughter is in Ohio. She arrived yesterday, and she said, "Ma, it's going to be 39 degrees Celsius." And I went, "Oh yeah, you're in the hundreds."
Yeah.
But her fiance, his apartment, they have an outdoor pool. So she said, I'm just going to be under an umbrella at the pool the whole time. So anyway, I met Robin today on The Urban Gardener, and she is just absolutely fascinating and wonderful.
Hold it. That lady that was trying to get my son is...
No, not this one. Oh. No, not that one. No, that daughter, she's still here.
Oh.
She's still single. She just yelled out. Yeah, I have 3 daughters, and two of them are in the or they're not married yet, but they're in that process of getting to that place. So, and this one here, she's still looking. So Mama. Yeah, we could have we could go back to doing our dealing about, how many cows, how many sheep,
He ain't gonna do it.
Fine. So anyway, I met Robin today, and you've got to check out her channel. And I'm not going to phrase it right because I'm leaving, so Robin, I'm just letting you know that I am going to come back, but she has done kind of a series of different types of gardens, and the different kinds of kitchen, not just a kitchen garden, the In the Gap garden. She's talking about that. She also talks about I'm going to say tranquil, but it's not a tranquil green, but she has all different kinds. Before I continue on, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage my other co-host, Carol South Florida Sunshine, who's wearing her Diva in the Dirt merch.
Dirt merch.
Hey.
Hey, J3, good to see you.
And I got your message a bit too late.
Oh, don't worry about it. My Wi-Fi was dropping. I'm hoping it won't tonight.
Whatever she was doing, we're just not even going to talk about it. You sent me the real stream link, and so
it wouldn't work.
I'm in real stream waiting, and it's like, why won't she bring me in? I don't know what, and I don't know why she won't let me in. And then I go and I see the live, and it's like, she's on StreamYard, Maureen. So we're not even going to talk about last night.
It's still doing it, so I'm really nervous. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I'm sorry. And also, we're going to say a big hello to my mom, Barbara.
Hello,
hi, baby girl, also known as Diva in the
How you
Dirt.
doing, young lady?
Old enough to be your mom.
I heard they like younger men.
Oh, Gear says. Oh well. Yeah, I think that's just gonna get weird. You know, it's like, you know, it's like your son, you, my mom, my daughter. No, we'll leave it there. So today was a rest day. He's trying to get over this sickness. I'm sorry, Gear. I hope that you do start feeling much better. So
absolutely.
And oh yes, I did say hello to Miss Sharon. Oh, hello, Serena Norell. Good to see you.
Hey, Serena.
Hey, Serena.
I guess all of you over on the East Coast are hitting that heat wave. We're over here. I think.
Oops, sorry. There we go. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah.
Had some double. Sorry about that. I opened it and it was just going. It never usually does that. Usually it does not do that. Usually it's like commercial first. That was yeah.
Oh shoot, which I didn't even turn on. So I was up to 60 today. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going
about to get wild.
To the stage. Jegs' favorite nemesis, CC Jegs' Garden.
Good to see you.
Hey,
we lost Jegs.
Jegs, are you still there? Sir? Sir.
He ran away.
I run from no one.
You ran from me.
I run from no one.
Oh, I like that picture, Cece.
No
I like that picture behind you. That's pretty.
I'm in Louisiana for the weekend, so
she had to put some up that make it look good.
Oh,
what?
Rude.
What you said?
Rude.
I don't know. I think her hair's looking on point tonight. I like that. Cece's looking good. Yeah. I'll just be quiet. I don't want to get in between these two.
Looking real good.
You're gonna have to accept it. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning and haven't had a nap yet.
That's not my fault. You didn't take your papa nap.
That's what it is.
Maybe
the
it
Henri,
is.
no nap, Jegs.
Maybe it is.
Hey y'all.
He's gonna be in good form today.
I'm not staying up here that
Good
long because
for
I'm not
me.
gonna be putting up with her.
I'm not gonna be either. I got things I got to do too.
Oh my goodness.
I know you guys always just pop up and say a quick hello, and which is great to see your faces and hear your laughs and then hear the fight that goes on between the two of you.
Yes.
My favorite.
You was talking about the temps. It was a feel like a 104 in here today.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, that's
As
not
I
bad
was
for you.
trying to say, I'm not gonna be like
104?
start trouble and run.
Cheers.
You what?
I'm not gonna be
what
like
is this?
CC start trouble and run.
I don't start
I'm
trouble.
gonna start trouble and walk away.
These are my friends. I don't start trouble.
She finishes it.
So I'm trying something called Switchel. We're sampling it, and it's like it's called Switchel.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Marissa just made some, so I'm trying
It's
it.
look like iced coffee.
It's the old fashioned drink.
Or
Switchel. Is it got the vinegar in it?
And it works.
Yes.
It's like a Gatorade.
No, it's
so
like
it's lemon
like
juice.
a haymaker. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Lemon juice. Sorry? Oh, like a haymaker punch, yes. So tell me what is in it,
Yeah, like
darling?
a haymaker.
Lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, molasses, ginger, water, salt. No honey? Oh, because you use the, yeah. It's not my favorite.
Why are we drinking it?
We wanted to try making a medicinal type of beverage because I'm hosting an event at my house next week in my garden, and so we wanted to have some homemade things from the garden, or like natural things that we would like to do, and we don't make this particular drink, but I think it's just that it's the sourness is too sour.
It's probably that apple cider vinegar.
Vinegar.
Yeah, you only.
You're right.
That's most definitely do it.
Just need touch.
I haven't. Just excuse me, everybody. I haven't said hello to Storms, Radios, and Cats. Storms. Good to have you here, sir.
Yeah, gingerbug sounds better. I agree.
Thanks, Johnny.
Gingerbug sounds a little better. Yeah.
What is
gingerbug? Does sound better.
Gingerbug with maybe some hibiscus.
Oh,
Carol said gingerbug with hibiscus. Marissa tried to make a gingerbug and it failed, and it's still sitting on the counter. It is now ginger vinegar. And she refuses to throw it out, but she also refuses to try to do another gingerbug. Just right now, she said.
She wants to see what it turns into.
Oh, it's ginger vinegar. But yeah, I don't mind it, Marissa. It's but just the apple cider vinegar. I think it's just too punchy. You want something that tastes refreshing, not like, am I drinking vinegar? And that's kind of what it tastes like. But the molasses is really nice.
You too, Shawnee.
Sorry?
You're supposed to drink it out in the garden?
Yeah. Well, just, as something that's a really good hydration. So and it's going to be old people that are here. And because she's an herbalist, she wanted to come up with some unique
How do you
things.
feel about that, Jay?
Excuse me?
It's vinegar. It's vinegar, but they're just old people. That sounds suspicious.
I was trying
it's
to
not
see where the hydration part was coming in. I was thinking,
that sounds kind of suspicious right there.
because it's basically like a Gatorade, right? So it is supposed. It's got iron, potassium,
like a Gatorade,
magnesium.
Now this is like.
And so apple cider vinegar is good for the gut. What's in that?
Water, H2O.
What's in it?
Oh, electrolytes.
Yeah. Well, what's in those electrolytes? What kind of chemicals? We're trying to relight hydration. Well, we'd have to look at the ingredients list, sir.
I don't do chemicals.
Okay. So I do want to say hi to Shawnee because I didn't get to say hi to her. Hey, Jevin is in here. Hello, sir. Good to see you. And is it your birthday, Cece?
It was on
it's
19th.
Belated.
Mm-hmm. Oh, happy belated
ain't
birthday.
Her birthday. She's just trying to cheat.
She's
just trying to take the whole month.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cece. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I'm just jazz hands, lady.
I should have pulled out the guitar while she sing.
Hello, Mother Earth Garden Club. Thank you so much for coming in. And again, she is in the Diva Club. And Diva Club is only $1 a month, by the way. So it's like $12 a year. It's pretty cheap. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Good deal.
And Jevin, Rob Ballantyne, he says, doing well. How about yourself? Just finished up in the garden for the day. Oh, yeah. And you're a few hours ahead. So, and isn't it great when we have this longer daylight? Because it's like, man, you get so much more stuff.
So much done.
I wish it would stay like that.
I know.
Me too.
That fella making all these rules and all these changes, he need to make this permanent.
Right, the longer day.
What is good he is not doing, but what is bad he's doing. He need to keep this the way it is.
So we just adjust our
longer
time.
day.
We just adjust our time as it starts getting dark at night. We just start earlier in the day, and and that way it's like 3:00 in the afternoon in December. That's the end of the day. I gotta go home. It's dark. It's nighttime.
Right.
You see, we get cheated anyway because it's pitch black here in California. Still got sunlight.
Yes.
That's so crazy.
I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair.
I'm not sure how you're going to fix that one, though, Jakes. You're going to have to move the sun or move us. That's a tough call there.
Let's see. Arizona time doesn't change. Nothing changes with them in Arizona.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
they don't.
I would love to have longer days.
That governor got it right. That governor got it right.
Yeah, Sean, if you do have an herbalist drink book, let me know.
I'm having Tulsi and hibiscus tea right now for stress relief, immune support, improved digestion, and potential benefits for heart health, blood sugar, and weight management. Woohoo! It's an all like inclusive. Yeah.
Hello, Wellness Google Mama. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Everybody's drinking something healthy for them. What you drinking, Cece?
Root beer.
Oh, no.
It's my birthday weekend celebration.
That's right.
All that sugar just going
and
around
it's
our
not
heart
a spiked
right now.
root beer. It's just regular root beer.
All that sugar going around our heart said, "I'm gonna hold you hostage."
Okay.
Ain't nothing you can do.
Shawnee, you get the stamp. It's called the moderation stamp. Shawnee told me about that. I don't know where you're supposed to put it. If you put it on your arm and you just like lift your sleeve.
Right.
Got the moderation stamp. I can drink what I want. It's my birthday.
I lost 5 pounds, so I had a Coke. Shawnee, you drank that
cake.
Coke and you gained 10 pounds.
No, it's a cake. It's her cake. It's her favorite. She rewarded herself. That sounds like
she rewards herself.
Oh, cake. Okay.
Yes, a cake.
She loves cake.
Let
me clean my glasses.
Yeah. Me too.
And anytime that Shawnee does something, I always say, "Okay, that's really good. I think it's time for you to go have cake." And she says, "Okay." You told me. Maureen told me to go get some cake, so I gotta get cake.
Maureen is my best friend.
I love that.
She always tell me what I need.
You probably lost the 5 pounds because it's 100 bazillion degrees where you live, so you just sweated it out. Strawberry peach lemonade sounds yummy.
That sounds yummy. Yeah, that does sound yummy. Mm. Yeah, I'm doing that too, Mother Arthur. I'm rotating tea and water.
I do have water. So Marissa just made another one with more ginger and honey, but I still would pull back on the vinegar because it's just for my taste buds, it comes too far forward. So
she's got that bougie taste bud.
No, I got those old taste buds that go, we don't like that.
We like sweet. We like sweet.
Mm-hmm. Serena, I doubt that it was a pound cake, and I'm sure Shawnee will tell you what kind of cake it was. But no, probably not a pound cake. She has a favorite cake that she rewards herself with.
It better not be a cheesecake. It better not be a cheesecake.
It's not cheesecake.
It's not.
Okay, we good. Yeah, we're friends.
97 tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For Mother Earth Garden Club. Wow.
We pray up here.
Yeah, we were a big high of 60 degrees here, but we started raining at 11 o'clock last night, and it stopped sometime around noon. But it was just a mist through the morning. Okay, we will be we will be here. This is what it is. It's a 5-layer chocolate cake. 5-layer chocolate cake.
She loves those Pepperidge Farm ones that you can keep in the fridge at all times. And freezer. We used to keep them too when I was younger.
I can turn that down in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but if it was cheesecake, you couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to tell you.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That's crazy that you all are getting 97 because our high tomorrow is supposed to be 88, and I'm in South Florida. But we are supposed to get rain. Thank God. I hope the rain comes and hits us.
I hope the rain.
It's been. We need it. You guys are all getting it up there, and we're not getting it. it's almost like a microcosm. I feel like I'm under a bubble because it just seems to skirt around my area. Like it's awful. We really, really need rain.
93 tomorrow. No rain in sight.
Fuck. Yeah,
I'm going to be a whopping 68 tomorrow.
Oof. I don't want it to rain. I got to get out there and build that dog a house and everything.
Yeah, we don't go to 90s until next weekend, it looks like. But you know how it is. You get up and it's a totally different forecast than what they told you the night before.
Hey, LouTube. Good to see you.
Yeah, to use it.
Yeah, you have a great night, too. Good to see you. So Robin has a question for anybody in the chat. Anyone growing stevia, which I have, and she's growing it for the first time. Now I need ideas on how to use it.
Dry and grind it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Put it in tea with your other herbs. Sweeten
anything that takes sweetness, just put it in there.
Yeah, it'll be good. So I do want to ask some questions to those of on panel and those in the chat. What's growing on in your garden? What's
not
going
getting
on?
personal with you.
What's going on? Yes, you are going to get. We're getting personal. I want to know what's growing in your garden, Jegs. You can bring it out. Come on, tell us what's growing in the garden.
Hey, Devorah.
Oh,
cayenne peppers.
Peppers, yes.
That's the only thing I actually planted was cayenne peppers. Everything else is not but fruit trees.
Right. But you picked that just recently?
No, this is the first one. This came off last week. And I set it up here on the desk to let it dry out because this one I'm going to keep. But I have a basket sitting on the table that's loaded of peppers, and they're just turning red, and they're green, and they're turning red and all that stuff. But this first one, I just keep for seeds.
Yeah.
My pepper plants are all about this big. There's no fruiting happening yet.
Yeah, because y'all temps.
Right.
Yeah, our nighttime temps for a while there, like it would be again hot in the day, and then it would go down, to 45 and 50 at night. And that's, you go, you just can't, the plants don't know what to do. Devorah, great to see you. Thank you so much. And who is also in the Diva Club.
If my son did come that direction, he would love it. Because it'd be burning up it's burning up in the house, and I will not turn the AC on. Yeah, it is hot in here. No, it's not. I'm fine.
Why are you so mean?
I'm not mean. I'm comfortable.
Go outside. Go outside. Be comfortable. Let the people not fry and boil.
Then the wife be bugging me. You need to get in the house. You need to get in the house. You need to get in the house.
Wow, man. I'm only getting I've got a cucumber and I've got a zucchini so far. So yeah, because here's Mother Earth Garden Club. Harvested broccoli and tart cherries yesterday. Again, my broccolis are about this big, but I will say, normally I would be picking broccoli around now or soon, but I just had a hard time getting them to start. So, Cece, what do you know? What's going on in your garden?
I'm hoping it's living when I come back. No.
Right? That's a start. Yeah.
Something will be there. Something will be there.
Something will be there. The bugs will be there. The squash boards will be there.
Yeah.
They'll be waiting.
Oh, yeah.
I have actually been taking out stuff out of my garden.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's time to remove some things.
Like
the beans are starting
refresh.
Huh? Oh, she's refreshing.
I said, like, refresh it. Refresh.
I'm getting rid of the beans because the heat, it gets too hard on them. And so they started not looking the best. So just removing some things out, cleaning things out of the beds to get ready for fall planting, because I start in July with my fall planting. And so I've started some seeds already in my hydroponics. So for fall.
Does that seem to really help you to do that, to jumpstart them there and then put them out?
Yeah, I usually try to start them a month indoors in hydroponics to get those real thick roots. So then when I put them out at like the mid-July, the end of July, then they have a better chance of surviving. But of course, I still have to cover them with shade cloth and protect the tool around them. But I want to be able to have some cabbages again for October, November.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you've figured out, the style and the pattern that works, right? So that's awesome. And Miss Sharon says, I'm eating yellow squash every other day. I don't know. Because you guys, because Jegs, what's your grow zone? Aren't you like 7, 8?
No, I'm 9.
You're 9. Oh, you're like me.
I'm 8B. 8B, 9A.
Yeah, that's what they do to me now. I'm 8B, 9A, but mostly 9.
Right.
Okay. Mother Earth.
Serena got too hot. They're bolting. That's what happens here. And if you get too much heat, they just go flower. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mother Earth News. You're right.
Yeah. She said her peas will be ready, and she's done all her radishes and planted popcorn. Like, what the heck?
Wow. I know, it's so crazy. Peas and radishes right now, and we're like, dying.
Right. I actually planted out. I hadn't did a video on it yet, but I planted out some mustard greens and some Swiss chards outside, and they were already popped up. Before I left, I was like, "Oh yes."
He was like, "Just could you just wait a little bit longer? Just wait a minute."
Right.
Hello, Marty. Love the land every day. Good to see you. So what's growing on for you there, Miss Carol?
Well, you saw, I don't know how many people saw it because of my Wi-Fi, but I've harvested a soursop and ate it already from the tree. And then I just harvested another one. Not sure if I harvested early, but it was the one that was higher up in the tree, and the branch was just starting to come down, and I was afraid I'd lose it. I have Roselle going, but I am not taking it off because I want to keep the Roselle kind of in that area for, just rotate it and let it just drop seeds and do its thing, because it just does that here. It'll come back up.
And your soursop, I think, was about this big, is it not?
Yeah, it was about this big. They're about this big, but I mean, they can get like this big. They can get up to like 3 pounds, even heavier. But it's only its second flush. The first time it only flushed 2, and that was after I threatened it that I was going to cut it down. It decided.
You tell that soursop.
And now that you say that, I have 10 soursops sitting right here.
You do, little baby soursop tree. Oh, I got 10 of them. That's awesome. I have a bunch of cherimoya sprouts that I still have to separate. They're so
Look at
cute.
Those babies.
They look really healthy, Jags. They look nice and healthy.
Kind of fella. I'm a healthy kind of fella. Of
course. Yeah. Now we just gotta cage them up and keep them away from the deer. Those stinkers.
Well, the deers have found their way up to my fruit forest here. And
they need to find their way to a freezer then.
A deer was eating you're right, but I can't. The deer was eating my cayenne peppers, eating a leaf off of it, and then he went between and started eating the leaves off my apple tree. But my apple tree that has the apples and the pears right there, they didn't touch it. It's like he came in through the blueberries, behind the blueberries, and he started munching right there. But he didn't come inside the rest of the fruiting area.
You think he got one of the peppers that might have deterred it?
I hope so. I hope it burned them lips up.
Right?
And his
burns both ends. Burns both ends. That's right. Yeah. Hope it burns both ends.
But then
I'm waiting on.
I have a puppy now, so I may not have to worry about it soon. I got a puppy now.
What kind of puppy?
Hopefully.
German Shepherd.
Okay.
Gorgeous black German Shepherd. I started to see my YouTube paused as I was watching your short. Beautiful dog.
Oh, nice.
New family member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is growing for you there, Carol?
I have 2 racks of bananas, but they're small on. I'm still waiting to mature, and then I'll be taking them down. But I did get the big thing I've been waiting for is the pole saw, the electric pole saw. So I will be attacking a lot of the overgrowth of shade and shadow, and hopefully setting up for my garden season, because it's definitely right now it's just this and that, because you don't want to be out in this. Our fruit trees that are going off, but other than that, our annuals were done for a bit.
Yeah, of course.
Now is the time when we kind of solarize, the soil if we need to, and prep and prepare again.
So Robin Garden, she says, I'm harvesting cherries, strawberries, lettuce, radish, and chard, and she's northwest of Chicago. Serena Norell has said, my radishes are flowering without filling out. What causes this? It's usually the compacted soil.
The birds.
It's also hers bolted. They bolted too, so it's not going to fill out the heat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The birds got my cherries, and I have a papaya. I have a papaya.
You do? That's awesome. Bag those papayas, because if our papaya fruit fly gets up to you, you're going to want to murder her. She puts her nurseries inside of all the papayas. She looks like a little tiny wasp, but that's not a stinger. It's a egg layer. I do not like her at all.
Won't come mess with my fruit.
That's right. No, I'm just.
Right. You want a piece of my fruit? Okay.
She just wants to make a nursery out of it. That's all.
Yeah, Marty.
I only got one. That big old tree only got one of them.
Oh shoot! There goes my Wi-Fi. It might be a hermaphrodite tree.
Yeah, you didn't pause though, Carol. We didn't see you.
No, okay. You guys all went bloop 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 for a second. It might be a hermaphrodite. The females flower the most. The hermaphrodites you'll get like random fruit. I mean, they fruit the most. You will get random fruit on the hermaphrodite, and they won't get as large.
Right.
And then, of course, the male
you won't get the size of my fist. I'd be happy with that.
There you go.
Yeah, Marty, I think with one of your shorts, but I think it was like you guys were dealing with a lot of rain this past year. So, yeah. Serena, you could wait for the seeds, but one of the things that I actually do with my radishes, because they do get very thin, is once they're in and once they've germinated, I come and I put a little bit of light soil over top of them, just to give them some place to go. But it's also like the heat or compacted soil. Yeah. Deer will eat thorny roses as a buffet treat. That's awful.
Crazy.
They will.
Hey, it's Brampton Gardner. Good to see you, Michelle.
Hey, Brampton.
You're up late.
What?
She says, I've been harvesting greens for a while, but my first dwarf tomato and pepper harvest today.
Awesome.
Not a lot, but it was exciting. That's fantastic. Yeah, you guys hit Brampton Gardner's on the east side. She's in Ontario, and they were having beautiful weather. And we were just sitting under this, cold evenings. So things are taking a lot longer. I'm also late putting things in too, on purpose. I deliberately did that. So, and did I miss Netta's Nest? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. So, and then I think people are talking. We're getting the heat wave. Oh, so you're in that.
Hey, Country Hustle.
I'm gonna just step away for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, seconds up.
Yeah. Uno, dos. I did get 2 small cherries, yellow cherries, and then it was like they already started to struggle for my little yellow cherry. I just got like our Whole Foods was having starts. I'm like, oh, that looks like a really pretty one, and it's got flowers. Yeah, just 2 gave me fruit. Oh, hey, Country Hustle. I didn't get to say hi to you. Good to see you.
I have this one peach I have been watching for months, and it still haven't got soft yet. I know it's going to be small because it's I I don't know how old the tree is, but it's not that big of a tree.
That must be
right.
That must be the Florida King.
No, it's the red skin peach.
This fella, I think it's the Florida King. I got peaches. They're bigger than a tennis ball. They're slap red all over. I got about 20 of them, and they're hard as daylight.
See, mine's not even red yet. It's just still. I mean, it's getting bigger, but it's taking forever. I don't know how long fruit takes. I'm like, ugh. This is hard to wait. Watching it.
The Mystic Peach I had, them fellas grew big, and only got 4, and I ate 2 of them.
You should.
Thank you, Mama.
I came off my diet twice just to eat that.
Yeah, that's me with the mangoes. I know I shouldn't be eating as many as I have.
Hey, G Mama.
So high in sugar. Woo, but they're so good.
Mama, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it. Yeah. So what is growing for me? I don't know if I, off the top of my head, I think I had something. It's more when I'm in the garden and I go, oh yeah, I'm growing that. I am growing. I am growing the Georgia Candy Roaster for the first time this year, and it's looking beautiful.
All right.
And I was supposed to do 3. There were supposed to be 3 tours that I was filming this past week, but I had a little bump in my week. So my big garden tour is coming out Monday, and that's where I'm going to show those brand new garden beds that I got, and what size I did, and how I filled them. And I filled them for $50. There's 4 of them. Only cost me $50. And then also my new farm stand. I got a brand new cover for my farm stand, a wooden one that my friend Brian built for me. So that's going to be coming in that video. But awesome. That's I have posted some pictures and stuff like that. I hope I'm not missing as I'm going along. But I also want to know, what have been some of your difficulties? What have you been fighting?
We were talking about the sugar. We were just talking about the sugar. Tart cherries are. I'm so sorry, Mother, because they're so good for you. Usually, the tart cherries it made our sugars go up too. It is a shame.
It is.
My goodness. Anyway, yes, that's a difficulty.
I would say it's some leaf-footed bugs. They keep stabbing my tomatoes and making them all splotchy and ugly.
A lot of people have been having a problem with them. Yeah,
they're making them look horrible.
What's it called?
A leaf-footed bug. So it have
bug.
Yeah. Carol, if you want to pull that up,
I'll try and look it up. Yeah.
No, it looks like a stink bug, but it's not. It's in the family, and it has like the needle nose, needle mouth or whatever, and it stabs your tomatoes and make them all splotchy, and they look horrible because they suck in the juice out of the tomatoes.
You have it already?
And they have a leaf.
Okay, mine's slow.
Shape on the back of their legs. That's why they call leaf.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking. Oh yeah, here's this one. Here's a good one here.
Yeah,
we'll do this one here.
Yes.
So I'm thinking I'm probably looking at the stink bug. In all honesty, so let's just make him.
Yeah, they're in the stink bug family.
Yeah, they're in the stink family.
He's got those. I've not seen the kind that has those leaves on it, but yes, it does look like a stink bug.
Yes,
but there is a beneficial that doesn't have. Yeah, there's a beneficial that doesn't have the leaves on it. It doesn't look like with the leaf at the back. So, like when you're looking, there's so many in that family. You want to make sure you know that there's a beneficial in that family too that will eat them.
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to see if there's everywhere. Oh, come on.
It's terrible. I've heard that, Cece, that people are having a real problem with them.
Tomatoes very splotchy looking, and they look like your tomatoes disease is not. It's just because they're sucking the juice out of your tomatoes. And so they have these pinholes all in your tomatoes.
Oh, boo.
Yeah. Yep.
Boo. Oh, now I got to put us back up.
Oops. Here we are.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Mama didn't have some of them come back.
Dealing with that. Besides the squash vine borer, I'm sure she didn't took my squash out while I've been gone. Because I had to uncover them because they're getting so big. I couldn't keep them under the tool. And I'm like, we'll see.
Wow. Yeah, Mother Earth too. Squash bugs in her zucchini. Yeah, I'm hearing tons of bugs stories.
Welcome, Ms. J.K. Gardner. Good to see you.
Hey, Miss J.K. I heard somebody too was talking about they had an armadillo digging up the roots of their plant, and I'm like, thank God I'm in Florida and I have not experienced that yet. I do not want to see those things. They're so creepy.
They do, and but they're not trying to eat our plants. They're looking for grubs, but they will uproot all the plants trying to get to them grubs, and you have plants all thrown up everywhere.
Now, are possums the same way? Because possums go after grubs, but they'll eat your plants too, right? The possums, if they get in.
I've never had.
If it's in the way, why not?
Yeah, true. Little salad with meat buffet.
Right, salad with the protein.
With the protein, that's it.
So,
did it help?
She's using peppermint oil on her squash, and she's got her fingers crossed, hoping it's going to help.
Oh, okay.
And Rochelle says, my first year growing so much squash, so I guess I'm going to have to keep an eye on them. I don't know that I have seen the squash vine borer bug here, so I don't know.
GGG, welcome in.
Hey, L Triple G, good to see you. Yeah. So Robin says, birds are going after my Minzuna, and I'm letting go to the seed for the seed library. Never happened before. Bunnies tried to nest in my 29-inch high beds.
I've seen
Squirrels are trampling the flowers.
Yeah. If mamas can get up in those beds, you'll have babies in them. Yep.
Yep, exactly. Which is just awful. So,
but they are so cute.
What have been your difficulties so far this year?
I have a mite that I can't get rid of in my soursop, but it's not taking out my soursop. It's just causing galls in the leaves. So, like I said, I can't really give those leaves out for tea or anything. I don't want to give anybody mite tea because that would be nasty. So
it'll be a nasty tea.
Yeah, it'd be nasty tea. And I need to get out there and create air circulation. Air circulation's been a problem because we're not getting the usual breezes. We're not getting the usual rain. It's been really weird weather-wise down here. I did have a problem with the mealy bugs getting on one of my the roselle. I just yanked it up because it was so bad. It didn't get to the others. So I was like, you know what? You're not spreading. You're going in the canal. All you mealy bugs.
Right.
But so I did have to take it off. I had to take it off my peach tree, though. I had to go and blot it out with a cotton ball and rubbing alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah, the mealy bugs.
So deer, rabbit, and squirrel are good eating fried up.
And they are.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Netta says spider mites took me out. No.
That's also not having circulation. We get the spider mites down here with the mealy bugs because of not getting the breeze through our gardens.
Yeah.
Yep.
For me, I have out at the offsite garden, it's been the slugs. Also, I have noticed a mouse. So I have taken some it's kind of a natural mouse pellets that just kind of expand in the tummy. And then you have to lay down and have a little nap. Good night.
Dirt nap.
Does it have to be permanent? Does it have to be?
Yes. You are going back to the dust. Thank you very much for coming. And hopefully you have not brought all your friends and their children's children with you.
Right.
And then at my home here, I am dealing with a little bunny rabbit, which I saw today. And what it's doing is it's just going, I think it's looking for probably grubs. And so it's digging beside the plant. And so as it digs, it uproots it. And if I'm not out there the next morning, and the plant has sat, you know, in the 75 degrees all day. By the time I get out to it, it's like, my roots are fried, Maureen. No more growing for you. So, so, you know, I got quite discouraged with it. Because the slugs just destroyed, like they were eating the squash, like they're young squash plants, so they're not as prickly. So I lost, I lost my mango melon, I lost a watermelon, I lost one of the pumpkins, lost all my okra. Not that I had a lot of okra out there, and a few other squash and that. So I'm trying every single type of slug killer or deterrent that I can. So I've got the mesh copper. I've also got some wool pellets, and that did work for the tomatoes because they were going after the tomatoes, eating up all my beans. Like I planted 3 kind of beans out there, and it was like, beans should be up by now. Beans should be up by now. I don't see no beans because I think when they come up, they go. And then I'm also using growing out the boxes idea instead of using the beer, to use yeast mixed with sugar or molasses, and so I put it all in there. And then I should go grab one. There are these little houses with a little roof on top that goes on top of. I got them off of Amazon just so that when it does rain, it doesn't fill up. But the rabbit, what I did is I just took hardwire mesh and put it down and tried to bring, you know, the onions and what peppers I had and cabbages through. But I think next year what I'll do is I will put the hardware mesh down first, and then I will plant in the squares. Eventually I took that off, and now I'm using Irish Spring. Manliest, but girls like it too. So I'm taking chunks of Irish Spring and throwing it all over.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, there is beneficial nematodes that you can do the slugs.
It can get a little pricey though for the area. Like you got a huge area over there.
Yeah, but I think getting them earlier in the season, just to start it to keep them. So those are so it's bunnies and the slugs. It's the war on slugs for me this year, and I hope to win. I hope to do well with it and whatnot.
Mama had the sap sucking bugs in her grapevine. I haven't seen those on mine. I'm going to have to keep an eye out.
What are sap sucking bugs? What's its name?
I don't know which one she's talking about. There's quite a few that suck sap. Which one is it just called a sap sucking bug for grapes? Because quite a few suck sap. The ones that the ants like to juice love to suck the sap out of plants. There's, let's see, mealy bugs, leaf hoppers, grapevines, phylexery. I don't know that one. Phylexeria. Oh, those are the aphids. That's what I was trying to think of the word aphid. Aphid-like insect.
What is the name of them butterflies? But they're caterpillars right now, and they're ugly. They're like bird poop.
The hornworms. The hornworms.
No, not the hornworms. No, it looks like some bird poop.
Oh, which are the ones that look like bird poop?
And they're just eating up my citrus.
Is it a lanternfly? Lanternfly? No,
that's not it.
What does it look like what does the butterfly look like? Do you remember?
It's a pretty butterfly.
Swallowtail?
Swallowtail.
Is it the swallow? Yeah. It is the swallowtail. Yeah, they do look like turds. Some of them.
Like turd on them. They are tearing up my citrus. The citrus is the only thing that they're eating.
Netta got it. We have them here. Oh man. Yep.
And I saw one.
That's awful.
I saw one today. I think I did the video yesterday when I picked blueberries, and that fellow was about a good 2-inch, 3-inch long. But I let him live.
That was nice of you. That's where I struggle. Like I want a butterfly garden. Like Shawnee has various gardens and I want to separate it out, but I have a butterfly plant and butterfly plants that just come right up wherever. I don't know why, they just volunteer. But we have one that we couldn't move because it got huge. It's called Firebush. It's a native. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to let you be there. But if I have to use BT on anything, I want it away from my butterfly garden because I don't want to kill necessarily the butterfly caterpillars. So that always like threw me.
Leaves either.
Yeah, I don't want that. Exactly. Well, I mean, like when I had the hornworms, they were some of the tomato plants were too close to the butterfly plants. And I had a little bit of that like guilt. Like, I don't want to kill the monarch butterfly. Monarchs are endangered right now, just conflicted.
So am I if they eat up all my fruit and I don't get any.
I'm conflicted about that too. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, they look like the bark. Look scale? Like is it? I've never heard of cottony scale though. That sounds like mealybugs.
They have cotton on them like mealybugs too. Very, very slimy.
Okay.
I've had cabbage butterfly.
Scale. It can be probably. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It says it's scale. It might be a soft scale. And it says, and what happens to a scale is it can form a sooty mold over top of it, which is like a fungus. And I know that just from my husband actually works for a company that does pest control lawn. So I'm like his balance in the universe, doing my organic gardening and not letting him in my backyard. But scale is a huge issue here, and there is soft scale and there is hard scale. And some of the ways you can tell it's scale and it's hard scale is you go up and it looks like bark. And if you have a hard time picking it off, that's your hard scale. And that's usually a horticultural oil that you have to use on those, like an organic one, or a horticultural soap. Yeah, like a soap.
Mother Earth said I saw my first cabbage butterfly today. I think it was too cold before, and I don't like those. No, they're cabbage moths is really what they are. I've had them for a long time here. And L Triple G, she says, I just came from work, but you're all making me want to run out to my garden right now and examine the plants.
Right? I don't blame you. Oh, LGGG.
Get your flashlight.
LGG, did you find out that I think that was a beneficial, that ugly thing that you had a short on, and I didn't get to comment on it. I had looked it up and I was having trouble going back to your short and finding it thanks to YouTube. Because not a short, the real, I think you put it on Facebook too. And I went and was investigating because I had never, it looked alien. She had these like white things swimming in water, and it had a tail that looked like a stick hanging out the back of it. But I think it's some type of beneficial wasp.
Mosquito?
No, it's not a mosquito. No. Oh, it was so creepy. Oh my gosh. No, it's not. Mosquitoes are creepy, but this was really creepy looking. It looked like a white worm, like a big maggot. Think of big maggot with a tail that looks like a white stick out of it. Yeah, like you could pick it up by its tail, or it dropped off something by that tail. Yeah, I think it's actually a beneficial. Use tea tree oil and soap. That'll do it. That should do it. That's like making your own horticultural soap. Yeah, I heard Milky Sport is good for the Japanese beetles and some other soil-borne diseases. That's the thing too. How are you guys doing on funguses among us and things with the heat coming up and the moisture? Some of you are getting the rain.
I have been clipping the leaves off, like any of the yellowing leaves, because of humidity and the rain. So as soon as I see some yellow leaves, I'm cutting them off my tomatoes. I'm making sure that I have, airflow between my tomatoes and things like that.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing to keep.
I didn't realize our tomatoes can have I can't even say it right, but it's a type of wilt that can pass on to my bananas, and because my bananas are clones, it can take out my bananas. Wow. It's a soil-borne, I think it's called Pharcillium. I'll have to look it up. Wilt, and it causes the tomato to completely wilt. Eventually, it looks kind of just like a regular fungus, but it will completely wilt, and it's in your soil. and then you have to rotate. You cannot plant tomatoes there again for quite a while.
There's a gardener I watched that his did that. He had fields of tomatoes, and it got that.
Horrible.
And he said, don't put it in your compost. Burn that stuff, and
burn them,
or whatever, garbage can it, but do not put it in anything that you're going to put back in that ground.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Mike's came in. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Yeah,
I think I'm gonna look it up. I found a few grubs.
But his leaves and everything turned completely brown. They just like everything was just on it.
Yeah, it's just like rot on the vine and everything. It's really horrible. It's horrible. Once it takes out an area, it's horrible. So yeah, I learned that the tomato plants I have to keep away from my bananas in case that happens. Like I bring it in. Oh, those are so cute.
So this is the little box,
and
so then you would dig a little bit of a hole, put it down, and then fill it up, and then these just kind of go on top. So they're really great. So then it's going to stop the rains. Slugs go in, slugs check in, but don't check out.
Come out. Hey,
I love that. That was a good. Somebody's making good money who could pot of that.
Yes, yes. You're just
like the tomato cage.
Yeah.
Has anybody else given that a thought about the tomato cage that Diva was talking about before?
I was hoping somebody was gonna, get the Nobel Peace Prize on coming up with the best tomato, collapsible,
cage,
packable. Not where it's all tangled up and they're all crooked, and it's just like every year you bring it up and it's like, and then it flat packs down to nothing. No, nobody's come up with that, and they would win the Nobel Peace Prize. I tell you, I would make sure that they won the Nobel Peace Prize. So
I agree to make it so much simpler.
I'm back. I had to stick my head into cold water.
It's that
bad. Who are taking themselves and they're going, it's just too hot. I'm going to dunk my head in, and then back up. That wasn't enough. Back in you go.
Yeah. Now you know what it's like for a hot flash. We go usually for the freezer, Barry. We just open the freezer door, stick ourselves in.
L Triple G. Yes, you got to stay in prayer. I remember Broke Farmer. He did a video. It was like, I need to. After it was I think there was a windstorm or something, and he walked around going, "I just need you to pray for this peach tree. Just let's all take a moment, and we're going to pray for the peach tree. We're going to pray for the blueberries. You see those blueberries there? Those blueberries. They need some prayer because we don't know if they're going to make it." It is the season.
It's funny because before I knew Broke, I used to say that like I gave a burnt offering to the Lord when one of my plants would just kick it, and I knew it was my fault because I forgot to go out and water it or something. I knew it was mine. I was like, that's my burnt offering to the King. And then I heard Broke, and I was like, oh my gosh, somebody else thinks that way. He's a hoot. He is a hoot. But yeah, for sure, gotta pray over those plants. The weather is definitely weird. And somebody was showing a video about that. Not to get controversial because I won't, but it was showing the radar and the different things going on the radar even looking weird. And I'm like, might explain why I'm not getting nothing this year. Something's funky is going on. Almond came down, stormed. Oh no! You had an almond tree? That's terrible. I am so sorry.
Wow. How big was it?
I had a tropical almond, but I took it out myself because it has a horizontal growing habit, and it was just not in a great spot, and it wasn't going to give me enough food. Yeah, how big was it? Was it a large tree on your property? I am so sorry about that.
Serena says, I have 3 foldable 8-foot metal trellises folded into a V to make a peak, connected with each other at the bottom to make 24 inches or foot of growing space for my 2 Georgia sweet candy roaster squash plants. That's awesome. Oh,
I wish you could take a picture. Oh, I wish you could, Serena, I wish you could take a picture and send it. I'd like to see what that looks like.
Because it's like, I just want to find the You know, the perfect tomato trellis. Like I've got my tomato roller hooks. They're fantastic. I love them. But when I put tomatoes in pots or in ground that are indeterminate determinate, I want to have something that's going to hold them in place. I have learned that when your Roma tomato is producing a lot of tomatoes and it's falling over, you should pick a whole bunch of the tomatoes. They'll ripen, you know. You don't have to sit there and keep putting it up and putting another stake in, and it's like, oh, it's falling over again.
Yeah.
And I've got 13 stakes around this, Roma tomato. It's like, if you pick them, Maureen, that will relieve some of the weight. You're like, oh,
and some people have experimented and let them do their natural growing habit, which is along the ground, like you and I have talked about before, and they did just fine. Here, that would not happen. They would rot here because of our weather, and I know a lot of people with the wet weather. It would be the same
here. Yeah, they would rot.
I wonder. Yeah.
So Storm says, my main difficulty was just getting a garden started this year, aside from the tractor tire flower bed, and just so happens to have a tomato plant growing in it too. I love volunteers. Volunteers are the great. So
I meant to ask, has anybody ever done a radish circle around their cucumber? I saw somebody do that, and they were saying that it acts as, like how you would plant a basil with a tomato plant, like it helps keep away the bugs that want to eat your cucumber. But she didn't elaborate, but she just showed the picture. She just did a radish circle.
Right. So how does she keep her radish from bolting?
I guess she just lets it bolt. It's just a matter of she's using it as protection, and radish seeds, like you can get them in bulk for sprouts. Yeah. So
and also
it was interesting.
Maybe some of the I plant my cucumbers in pots, and then I have a welded wire cage around them. So if the radishes were down, they wouldn't be in the hot sun. They would be somewhat protected. And that. So so on that, I want to know from everybody, what is something new that you're growing this year? If there's something new. Oh, it's about a foot tall. That's awesome.
Soursop.
Oh no, you.
Okay. Right. And I haven't forgotten you, Jegs. They just sent me the wrong envelopes. They sent me flat. These were supposed to be bubble mailers. Does that look like this book? Does that look like there's bubbles?
No, there's no bubbles in there.
There's no bubbles in there.
L Triple G wants to know how your birthday was, CC, and if you had any pictures that you want to show. Not
right now. It's good. I'm still enjoying it, LGG. I'm in Louisiana for the weekend, so I have a meetup with some special ladies tomorrow. So
nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
I'm out here. I figured I'll catch some people that live out here.
That's awesome. So Mike, it was so hot. The lettuce
tube, right?
Huh?
It will be on the tube, right?
Okay, good.
The parts that she wants to show.
They are YouTubers themselves.
She's
so
gonna show it. She's gonna show
it. So Mike's lost his hot lettuce bolted. Flowers are pretty.
Oh, the lettuce flower. But that's, not necessarily a bad thing, because Shawnee was showing where her lettuce bolted, and now she has like the Les Filles de Lettuce that came up at volunteers, lots of them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
So Mike's growing figs and blueberries this year, brand new. Mother Earth. Awesome. I'm growing borage and sorrel for the first time.
Awesome.
That's my issue is the L Triple G is my radishes. I usually get beautiful leaves, and I think it's going to be a great radish, and you pull it out, and it's like, and it even makes that sound. You're like, who gets to eat this? It's not even worth eating. But I am finding. I will explain how I did my radishes, and they came out beautiful this year. First time ever.
Yeah.
Every radish is glorious, and that will be on my upcoming video on Monday. It'll release.
Okay.
Fennel.
You can't.
Excellent.
Nice. I've never grown fennel.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I know down here we should be fine with radishes because of what's already in our soil. You do need bone meal or you need rock phosphate in your soil if you're not getting anything bulbing up.
Yeah.
One of the secrets to your soil.
Yeah, I've done that. But you should be able to, like, I've heard people say you can grow radishes in good soil, bad soil. They'll just grow. But I think it's how if things are too compacted. So
yeah, it was too compacted too. Yeah, I can't wait to see your video. But I know like some people don't have what we have in our soil. We have a lot of phosphorus in our soil, and we do have calcium if they can access it.
And your and your soil is basically a strainer.
Yeah, and our soil is basically a strainer.
Just strains right through.
Just goes right through.
Yeah.
Except for the nematodes like to stop it and then go and eat all our bulbs and things underground. But other than that,
there's the answer.
You got your answer.
There you go.
That's not allowed.
Oh, Netta, she's growing several varieties of dwarf tomatoes. Ooh, Miss Sharon says new speckled butter beans, Rutger tomatoes, and some different herbs. Nice.
I know how you feel, LGG. I wish I had my own helicopter.
For me,
right?
I'm growing, I'm growing my Jamaican sorrel, but I'm doing the white as well. So this year, doing the red and the white. So I'm curious to see how that's gonna taste different.
Is that the one that's white? Is it false sorrel, or it has what's the common name for it?
I don't know what the common name for it. I just know it's
because I
consider the white.
It's just the white. I think I have it. It's sharper when you go to pick the calyx and off for the seeds. It's sharp, like it's really spiky.
Really
fast, yeah, and it drops the seeds really fast too, compared to what I'm seeing with the sorrel. You got to keep an eye on it if it's the same one. Go ahead. Sorry.
CCC, you were not the only one out of town. I went to South Carolina today.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you video?
Show out because when I was in South Carolina, he acted like he didn't know how to make it over there. But I'm not going to talk about that. That was about a year ago.
My son drove.
I don't want to hear your son could have drove when you came to come see me, and you didn't.
Y'all might not let him drive me back.
I probably wouldn't. He's a little cutie.
That's right. You would have got a new daughter-in-law.
Right.
Karina is growing hyssop for the first time.
Very nice.
Oh, so Robin, she says
Okay.
Stevia Kushas squash, 18 new tomato varieties, honeyberries, and white strawberries.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I did do the white strawberries this year. I forgot I did grow them. They were very good. They taste like pineapple.
Pineapple, yeah.
Are they the pine berries? The pine berries? Is that what that is? The white ones?
Little
Alpine.
Yeah.
Alpine. That's it.
Yeah.
Alpine strawberry.
I ordered the seeds from Amazon.
Yeah.
I got over 5,000 seeds.
Wow.
Red and the white. And I put them all in the fruit forest. I ain't got one yet.
No.
It take a while, but I mean, it came up.
That was 2 years ago.
Are they a lower?
I put them out
what's
there 2
their
years
zone?
Oh.
Strawberries are hard to grow from seed.
8B.
I know, but these
9A.
grew. I was surprised, but they did.
Alpine is the red. Alpine is the red.
And they can also be a white one too.
Yeah, but the pine strawberries are white. The pine berry is a white one. I've got so I was curious about.
Oh, look at who it is. Girl Dad cooking up deliciousness. Good to see you, sir.
Mike, they had more than enough cold stratification. None of them still came
up. I wonder if you should have started them in house first before, because that's what I've done with the seeds, and they did take a long time.
I want them to grow out in the fruit forest. I wanted that to be the ground cover. So I just threw them all over everything, and
well, they may come up next year or something.
That'd have been 3 years.
Yeah,
you're right on the edge. It says 4 through 8 for the pine berry. If it's the pine berry and not the alpine berry, but the alpines they were showing me red. I know the white ones is pine berry. So if it's the other one, white pine berry strawberry plants. So 4 through 8. I knew it was one that I couldn't grow. That's what I remember, the white one. But I can look up the alpine next and see.
So the Husky Red cherry tomatoes, super sweet 100 cherry tomatoes, crazy berries, yellow cherry, chocolate cherries, Sango cherries, pineapple tomatoes, celebrity tomatoes, 1 Abe Lincoln and 1 Boxcar Willies. What's going on at Gears? I'm amazed that you remembered all of those things, sir. Okay, well, good night, Mother Earth. It was great to see you. Sleep well.
Good night.
And I'm finna head out too, y'all.
Okay. Thanks for coming up,
CC.
How you gonna leave before I do, CC?
Happy belated birthday.
I got to go.
I've been up all day long. How you gonna leave before me?
Bye, y'all. Thank you for having me up.
Goodbye.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
And happy belated birthday.
I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope you enjoy yourself.
All right. I had to look up actual white alpine strawberry. I found it. But they call it pine berry too. It's the same one. It's just different common names.
Wow, that's awesome. Triple G.
Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. So I guess the zone information will be just the same.
Gear says he's also trying to grow loofahs.
Oh, loofahs choose you sometimes. I've planted them a couple times, and
they didn't choose you.
Yeah, they didn't choose me, but Bowtie, who's up in the Panhandle area, although he is on the water, it went over. Him and his neighbor did it, and they got 2 like backyards full of loofah. Okay. Now this is weird. They're saying I can grow alpine. What? I'm sorry. I'm on a different page.
Sorrel granules? Granules? I don't know what that is. Granules.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I've never heard of it. Awesome, Devora.
I'm wondering about that white roselle, if it's also called false roselle or something similar. I've got to look it up because I think I have it, and I was not super happy with that.
I agree, Barry. They've got all these fancy bougie names to all their plants. I'm growing a tomato and a pepper and a cucumber.
Okay, they call it the Florida cranberry.
Yes, they are like little tiny flavor bombs. It's a little. Pew. So I do want to just open copy. Thank you. So I'm not sure, Robin, if you would want to come up, you could come up and, I butchered all the things that you're doing, and you could also tell us a little bit about some of the stuff that you're doing. So I'm just going to put the link in the chat here, and you're welcome to come up if you like.
Robin.
Sorry.
Yeah, she's
just talking to Robin. Close your ears. You didn't need to listen, sir. There's something else I want to.
You're not the right Robin I'm looking for anyway, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a celebrity.
I think this is the green-leaved cranberry hibiscus.
She said she had to move to the table.
Okay. Yeah, she's, so when you're lounging and you go,
Yeah.
This is a terrible look for me lounging. Sure, come on up when you are settled, lovely. I'm Miss Sharon. I grew, like, when I first started growing, because I'm now 4 years in, I think. I was just like, I don't know if I can grow it. I don't know if I can grow it. And also because my family will eat some of these things, I don't eat it. And so this year it has been more focused on cabbage, cauliflower, the broccoli, beans. I'm not doing a lot. I'm not doing cantaloupe because I don't eat it, and Marissa doesn't care for it either. I am trying the mango melons because they're supposed to taste like mangoes. Oh, you're in the GT and Mike's tomato challenge. That's cool.
All right.
Excellent.
Don't mind my faces. I'm reading something. Sorry, guys, if I have the weird faces going on.
You have to make it seem like you pretend like you're actually doing so. Oh, I'm actually reading this.
I am reading something. I can't see anyone right now.
Yeah. Right.
I'm trying to find.
My favorite tomato is a celebrity.
Okay. No, that's true. The problem is that it gets so mixed up out there with the common names.
Cherokee Purple 2025 L Triple G. You missed a G, Mike. It's not L double G. It's L Triple G.
Cherokee Purple 2025 LG.
And I'm growing a micro tomato plant called Florida Petite. Florida Petite. Oh, bless you, Sharon. Again, she just gifted the memberships. Thank you so much.
Oh, nice, Miss Sharon.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the stage, because she is new to all of us, Robin Gardens.
Yay! Welcome.
Hi,
It was
everyone.
nice to meet you today. Yeah.
Nice to meet you too. I just met Maureen today, earlier.
I know.
Yeah.
Now there's all these other people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
I was binging on your videos earlier.
Bless you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I just watched one of your shorts where you were putting the seeds inside the newspaper. You stripped the newspaper up. Yeah. Now, I remember as a little boy, we got seeds that were in this long strip of white paper, and that's what me and my grandmother were planting. I haven't seen it since.
Oh, neat. And is this your first time to do it, or have you been doing it for years, Robin?
I've done it off and on for years, but for the kitchen garden project, I didn't want to have them have to thin it. So this way, I could space it nicely for them.
Excellent. So so tell us all about the different kind of concepts that you built, because you wanted to show people easy gardening and the different styles. So tell us about those again.
Okay, so my own garden here in Chicago is a polyculture garden. It's stone beds that have a seat, because I had those built so that I could grow old gracefully with the garden. And nice. I replaced the cinder block bed with Birdie's beds, 29-inch high, thinking I could defeat the bunnies. Of course, that didn't work. We just found out. So mostly I have some in-ground things, but it's mostly raised beds. And again, that's just so that I can grow old gracefully with my garden.
Right.
The project up in Door County, Wisconsin, we inherited my husband's parents' home up there. So, we travel between the two places. And that is a kitchen garden project with the Door County Seed Library. And that's who I saved the seeds for. They have a whole distribution system up there through the 8 libraries that are there to deliver free seeds to anyone who wants them.
Nice.
And I got a little, more involved this year doing the kitchen garden project. And we have 5 little gardens within one big garden. And the part that I'm doing is called the respite garden. It's the place where the gardener can go to relax and enjoy and take it all in. I have my veg in a polyculture style, and then flowers that are all specifically put in to attract the beneficials, like alyssum is great because alyssum draws in the hoverflies and the parasitic wasps. So if the hornworms come, you've already got your parasitic wasps there to latch on. And marigolds, of course, are great for nematodes and all other kinds of things. So I specifically chose the flowers, that way. And then some just for beauty. I have some poppies that are just really showy. And, you've got to have some beauty, right? And then at the other side of that garden is our vertical aspects. And my husband, Al, and I built some obelisks out of branches from our property. Use some rope and twine and so forth. The whole idea was that you can do a garden for almost a zero budget, with just a little bit of creativity, because of course I'm going to get the seeds completely for free to get started, and then all the other tools that you can use to have a garden. And then there's a salsa garden and a straw bale garden and a Three Sisters garden.
Right.
A companion planting garden. And it's a teaching garden,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. To do things on an economical, budget and to encourage people. And I think that's basically I've only been able to watch I think one of your videos and maybe a short before I came up here. But I think your style you're very similar to us, where we grow, to feed ourselves and to feed our, family and friends, but we also grow because we want other people to learn how to grow, and that it's not as scary, and it's something that's doable, that you can actually, if you're finding that your grocery budget is getting tight, well, grow some lettuces, grow a tomato, grow some cucumbers, and to show the ease of how to do it.
Yeah, exactly. That you don't necessarily need big land to do it. Like you said, with polyculture, you can kind of throw it all together in a smaller space and get a harvest still, and have multiple, and go vertical. Exactly.
And to save seed. A lot of people are very intimidated about saving seed, and it's just not that hard. So that's my little passion project, is seed saving.
Yeah. I would be one of those that's afraid of certain seeds I'm okay with, but I like when it comes to the cauliflower and broccoli, it's said to be that, they can't all be flowering at the same time, or you're going to get seeds that won't work. I don't know if that's true or not.
I've never tried anything in the brassica family, primarily because I have to have everything netted. Because the cabbage whites are relentless. I mean, someone said they were just seeing a cabbage white. I saw my first cabbage white back in the end of April.
Yeah.
Middle of April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were cold here still.
Yeah.
Same
I did that with mustards. They were okay. They didn't get eaten up, which was wonderful. I did it for the nematodes because they can't reproduce in the roots of French marigolds and mustards. But I was waiting for the seeds, and instead they just melted because of our heat. Just like, instead of bolting, I went out there and I'm like, they should be bolting. And I turn and I look and I'm like, They're melted. They're just melted in the bed. They're brown and melted. What happened? It was bad.
I had root knot nematode for the first time last year.
Horrible.
Carrots. And it's in my center small bed. So I did the Caliente mustard this year, the chop and drop biofumigant. And then I'm growing the 2 kinds of marigolds that they specifically say are the good ones to help. And we'll see.
French marigolds are the one of the ones that is really good. If you're getting a French marigold, it's supposed to be the biofumigant, and the same thing with the mustards. They didn't really specify when I looked at the mustard, so I just used Florida mustard, which I expected would go to seed, and instead it melted, and it's a Florida mustard, so I'm quite confused about that. Still.
I have a question. I didn't know that there was Francais marigolds. I did not know that.
Various.
Well, I know there's different kinds, but I didn't know that it's like you should use this specific kind of marigold.
Well,
I just thought a marigold is a marigold is a good marigold, because I don't do the little soldier kind. I have a marigold that just like it grows into a huge, almost like shrub
one.
Yeah. Some of them will stay, about this tall, depending on where they are in my garden. But the ones that are out, usually out on the, in my grow beds out in the front, they'll be like 3 feet wide or well, not 3, maybe 2 feet wide, 2.5 feet tall. And it's just a mound. It looks like it's a whole bunch of marigolds and great big blossoms. And I don't know if that's a good marigold for nematodes.
Well, the 2 that I got, they're single petals, so they're not the showy multi-petal.
Right.
Gem was one of the ones, and the Naughty Marietta was the other one. Great name.
That sounds like a French marigold.
All right, let's go get some naughty Mariettas.
That's funny. I think the one you grow would do good down here, Diva. Because I don't like growing marigolds. That's why I went to the mustard. I must be part insect because I can't stand the smell of them. And they melt. They just don't survive well here for me in my small area. I was trying to look up the ones in Florida that we grow for nematodes because I had the same problem with the root knot. Yeah, French marigold specifically down here. The variety is Tagetes patula, are also known, for their ability to help control nematodes in the Florida gardens. Varieties like Tangerine, Petite Harmony, and Petite Gold are particularly effective when planted as a solid bed. So I'd have to have a solid bed, and I would be gagging every time I walked out my door.
Hello, GT Junior.
Just in my zone.
So the
have a good one. I'm getting ready to go watch y'all on the big screen.
Are you going?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, Jack.
I'll be here, but ain't no telling how long.
That's right. Thank you. Sleep well, sir.
Oh, yeah.
GT, what's up? What's up?
What's up, GT?
What's up? What's up?
Trust the process.
It was the gem blend, so that's the tangerine.
Okay.
The Naughty Marietta and a red metamorph.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Oh boy.
Well, you're up there, so yours are going to be probably different than mine since I'm in zone 10B 11A. I call it also zone Hades A and B. It gets so hot. It gets hot here.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's just when you think you know all of your problems, I've been doing this for decades,
Yeah.
Always something new to learn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's one big experiment sometimes too. I think I would have liked science a lot better if we had horticulture in high school. If we had, botany and things like that, and a garden club. Like we didn't have any of that down here. And they might now, with as popular as it's become, but We didn't have that. I would have found, I think, science a lot more interesting if I could have touched like the plants and then saw it in the classroom and being a more global and visual learner. But yeah, absolutely always learning. I've only been really out in this backyard. We've had the house, let's see, it's been, oh my gosh, has it been that long? 16 years. I started when we first came. I tried a garden for 2 seasons. It failed miserably because I tried along with the northern. I didn't know you plant according to your zone with annuals. I didn't know any of that. And then after I failed, I waited some time. And then when my father passed away is when I started gardening again, because I didn't have much information on him gardening, because he even quit when he came to Florida. He was like, I'm not amending this soil. It's horrible. I'll be amending it all the time. But he did have citrus trees and fruit trees. And even tried bananas at one point, but he struggled. He had more of sandy soil, and it's just about 20 minutes south of me. I have more actual soil than he did. But yeah, so about 6 years now I've been gardening in this backyard, and only because I found David the Good. Only because I found him and his opening my eyes to, I'm in the tropics. I'm basically closer to growing in the Caribbean than I am closer to growing with you guys that I see. And with, Jess is closer now from Roots and Refuge, but before, when she was in Arkansas, she wasn't.
Yeah, you go, okay, let's start planting our tomato seeds, and
along with everybody else.
Let's go out. And it's like, it goes, they died. Heat exhaustion.
And the hornworms found all mine, and what do I do? But yeah, heat exhaustion.
Nice, Howie. They got peppers in their greenhouse.
Oh.
And Richard, which I didn't get to fully say hello to you, Richard. Good to see you.
Oh,
I had sunflowers and planted cosmos flowers. Both went to seed, and now new ones are popping out.
Yay, volunteers.
I'm self-sustainable.
I like that.
Love the volunteers.
Anything. Right. I like cosmos. They're so pretty.
I think they deleted my my short that had, because I was going to show the marigold, but
Weird.
I think well, I used So This Is Love. So This Is Love. And I think
it's probably on hold,
I think
maybe.
They probably said, no, you can't use that. And it's like, I use the soundbite,
Right.
Yeah. So
the sunflowers here, Richard, get eaten. I cannot get around the rats. They love it. The squirrels love it. The birds love them. I've even put milk cartons as cloche. Yeah, everybody loves the sprouts.
Yeah, I have to cage off the sprouts until they get probably like 20 inches tall. And then they're fine until the seeds start to form on the bloom, and then
you get attacked
for it.
Yeah. And we have iguanas here too that eat everything.
Live in the threes.
That's always fun. Yeah, we live in Jurassic Park, basically, the Australia of America.
The local government came by on Friday to grind the stump on the front, but it's under 5 feet of hugelkultur mound. They look confused and had to call their supervisor.
That's funny.
I planted around it. It's no big deal.
Just plant it right on top of it. It'll break down eventually.
She tried to seed bomb the whole yard and forgot about cutting the grass. Oh,
oops! It's gonna grow up in between it, though. Like, how do you?
Before it was removed. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Maybe it was moved. I don't know. It's
like Sharon, even if you cut it, won't it grow? Like, if you're seed bombing and you're doing it in grass, won't the grass eventually come up around it anyway? So it's a living pathway. According to permaculture, it's just living pathways. There you go. Yeah. You can chop and drop it. Go ahead. You still can't find it.
No. Well, I just thought I would look again, because it's like, because it just seems like, okay, now I'm too far, because I thought I did it like a couple years ago. So
right.
But who knows? Who knows, Maureen?
But Robin, I agree with the aging with the garden. I got elevated beds then realized I'm so short, they're too elevated. So I made them into 2 beds.
Carol is a wee little lass.
She's a wee little lass. She's a little wee lass.
Yeah,
But yeah. Yes. And so, yes, I will have 4 instead of 2 very tall beds. Yeah.
It's like, oh,
yes.
well, I need a step ladder to get up.
I'll be like with my armpits resting on the top. No.
I have a little,
way.
I have a little IKEA stool that I have to put there to step on, to step up and step in.
Oh, okay. So you're a wee one too. I like that.
Well, no,
I want to see your stone bed. That's how tall your beds are.
Yeah,
oh, gotcha.
And I put stones in there, like hardscape, so that when I step into the bed, I can step on the hardscape, the stone.
Okay, got it.
Because I couldn't do what was sensible and do a 4-foot wide bed so you could reach in from both sides. I had to have curves and
pretty.
Yeah,
it makes it more natural looking.
The gentleman who came and did it had also done some things I had designed in the front, and I'm like, well, we've paid the house off and I want to do something fun now, and this is what I want. And I want to be able to grow old with Robin, that's going to take a whole week for my guys to cut all those pieces to make all those curves.
Oh, you got the real stonemasons.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't
awesome.
I don't regret one penny. I love it. It's my little bit of heaven out there. And when COVID happened and lockdown, whoa, it was a double heaven place to escape. I feel so bad for someone that was in an apartment situation or something that had no space to escape to.
To get out into.
That's my thing too. So Kenya has the seed bombing program, little black balls, and these are handed out to the public. That as you travel around, you throw these seeds around, and trees grow. That's fantastic.
I love that. I was just watching another gardener who happened upon I think it looked like a jackfruit seedling that somebody put in a park. They just like randomly ran in there and shoved a fruit tree in a park. He's like, that's a jackfruit. Like, I can appreciate that. But yeah, I did seed bombs for my dad's memorial.
Yeah.
So we did wildflower seed bombs, made them with just an air dry clay so it would melt away.
That's wonderful.
I tried the paper, like the paper pulp, but it was left behind after it melted because I did my experimenting before making them for everybody. So yeah, the air dry clay one. My mom and dad was living back away from Lake Erie in Cleveland and did away with most of the grass in the front yard, replaced it with grass. I would love to do that. That's a thing in Central. They get away with it. It seems like up in Central and neighborhoods a lot more, Central Florida. That's where Pete Canaris is, and he'll show some of those neighborhoods where they do that. Here, some neighborhoods you could do it in maybe, but not really if you're in city limits. They'll come after you with their rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying, and it should be interesting as I built it on the city land and it's worth about $5,000. I wonder if I should send them a bill.
You should.
Yes.
I think so. Draw it up. And then just draw your bill up and then deduct their $100 from the bottom of it. I credit you the $100 you want to charge me.
That's right.
As a professional. For sure.
Does it actually does the stump need to be ground up? Does it need to be grinded out? Or are you fine with it? Yeah, he loves that, Carol. That's brilliant. Here's my bill.
That's what friends are for. There you go. Get that official stationery and everything. There you go. If you have a friend who's a lawyer, even better. Get it on the lawyer stationery and say, my client, who is a professional,
yeah,
was shocked that you would try and charge him when he gifted the city. That's awful.
So, Carol, at some point, does your garden just have to stop for the summer season?
It's kind of stopped now, but what I forgot to mention was I have a ton of chaya growing, which is an Aztec spinach tree. I still have moringa. I still like our fruit trees start going off when our annuals are just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So right now it's our fruit trees and our tropical like greens and things like that are still fine. And I have some other things like some tea things that are still kind of going, like my lemongrass is fine. I can go out and harvest some lemongrass. I have, it's called Cuban oregano down here is the common name. I don't remember the Latin name. I have 2 different types. That's really strong. You do not need much of it. It's like a succulent. So things like that survive in the tropical climate, I can still do. But yeah, most annuals that everybody else is doing in springtime, done now. We're done right now for the hot part of the summer. September, we start back up planting. So I have to have things ready to go in for September. February is actually when we usually put in watermelon, and I missed it last year. The problem is our area, when we are supposed to be doing like our heavy and intensive annual planning, the days are shorter, and my husband works, and I have a special needs child, so it's like really hard to get out there because he likes to pull things out at the time I'm planting.
It comes.
Yeah, as it goes in, something else comes out. Mystery as to what it could be that day. That's how I lost actually a coffee plant. Was I didn't realize he had pulled it up enough in the pot that it had done root damage, and I was like, why is this thing dying? I'm watering it, and I looked down in the pot and I'm like, oh well, your roots are sticking out. But yeah, that's basically South Florida is the tropics. We're totally opposite of a lot of the northern Florida. We're different than northern Florida.
Completely. So Howie says, I cut the stump off and added it to the raised bed, and it's under 5 feet of soil. I thought they were bringing me a strawberry tree that I picked from the list, but no, I was told it is not tree planting season.
Wow. Did you ask them who their certified horticulturist is on staff that, had that information for you? What the heck? It's Cuban strong, oregano. Isn't it? You don't need much. Really they also have one. Yeah, they also have one called the Vicks plant, but I didn't think it smelled like Vicks. I think it just smelled like the Cuban oregano. It's like oregano on steroids, and it's a thicker leaf. And it can just take off here. The thing is too, like house plants that people will grow, like mother's tongue plant, Sansevieria. I'm not really sure the other name. It starts with an S. But the one that sticks straight up and it comes to a point and you see it. Plant. Yeah, the snake plant also. That's another common name. I can plant it outside and it can go nuts. Same thing with the pothos. Pothos can grow up trees here. It can get invasive. So you have to be really careful with what you plant out. I just found out my ubi yam is now considered an invasive on the list, which I'm very upset about because they get as big as bigger than your head on about the second year. So it's definitely a food for survival that people might not know that you have in your yard. But so yes, those are the things we do have to watch in South Florida is because of our climate. What can just go nuts here that might not go nuts in another climate because we don't winter at all.
Yeah.
Like
you quiver tree. It's dropping flowers.
We winter. It's 40 degrees was our lowest this year, and it was maybe 3 days.
Oh wow.
Of all winter.
No.
The shortest.
We go,
that's not a winter. I know, it's not a winter. I know, right? Bring on the yam. It's already in my. It's in my yard. It's staying in my yard. The ubi, it's already there. Once you plant it, you have it here. So,
right.
Yeah, I agree. LGG.
Maureen, how low does your winter go?
We will go to, I don't know what it would be in Fahrenheit, but we'll hover around a -10 Celsius. So I don't know what that would be. Oh, so you double it?
Like 30?
That's under 30, yeah, because zero's freezing.
Yeah. So you double it and add 30. So -10, then 10. So we will go down a little bit lower, and we don't have snow for very long. Sometimes we've had, we'll have a skiff of snow in the morning, and then by lunchtime it's gone. No need to shovel or anything like that. The last couple of years there have been like a week. Oh, Howie would know.
Howie knows.
He's just my neighbor over to that direction.
It's 14. They said -10. That doesn't seem right.
No, that could be right.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. But like I can wear normal shoes, right? You don't, it's not like you put on boots and stuff. And I grew up in where we would go down to -40. I grew up in kind of central British Columbia here. And -40 is the same as your guys' -40. And winter would start, we'd see our first snow in October, and sometimes there would be snow right into April. But here it's like, we might get 2 weeks. That would be a rarity to see the snow here for 2 weeks. A couple years ago, it was like we had a dump of, I'm going to say, 2 to 3 feet all in one night. And then 1 week later, it was all gone. Nothing left. So,
a few years back, we had they call it a polar vortex. And the temperatures were like -40 for 3 days. It was crazy. I thought my siding was popping off the outside of the house because you kept hearing pop, pop, pop. I'm like, oh my God, the house is falling apart, but I didn't want to open the door, because we were all sealed up for the 3 days. But I did not have plant loss. We were snow covered, so insulating and everything was fine. Now, this past winter, I had a lot of loss for a winter, but we didn't have the snow to insulate it along with the cold.
Yeah.
We didn't get, and we hardly were sub-zero very many days. We were cold. But
Shawnee was saying that too, from Shawnee Gross. She was saying they didn't have the snow this year, and she was really concerned about her perennials coming back because they didn't have the snow to insulate them. So that checks out.
Yeah. But she did have lots come back.
I know. LGG, I'm just telling you the truth. Like, I live here and I would love to grow passion vine, but the dang iguanas find it and they eat it down to the ground now.
Yeah, they're going to.
Oh. Yeah, I was looking at actually pew-pews for the iguanas today. We have one. My husband used to be infantry. We have one, and he can line up on them pretty good, and he's taken out a couple, but they're called tree chickens too. People eat that from like Central and South America. They'll eat them, but no. I've eaten gator tail, but that's it. That's my only, lizard that I will eat. Oh, I heard something. What happened?
She has completely frozen.
I just decided to leave. I just said, I'm leaving. There's no point in me being here.
I was wondering if it was me. I'm sorry.
No, it was me. It happened actually earlier today on Urban. It's Urban Gardener, right?
Yeah.
Enoch's.
The Urban Gardener. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Urban Gardener.
I was backstage with them, and all of a sudden it was just like, it goes blink, and it was like, nope, you're done. You're not talking anymore, Maureen.
She was like at the peak of an awesome story, and then just
I hate that
disappears.
That was my live last night. Every time I tried to complete a sentence, it was going off and freezing, and I was just so I don't know what's going on with the internet.
Yeah, it's
all
like
over.
StreamYard just said, no more Maureen.
Right, you're done. Oh, good night, Howie.
Yeah, it's like, no, you're done. Get out. Good night, Howie. Thanks for coming in.
That's right.
I gotta make an appointment with you so I can come over and see your you because I want to go and film and tour his garden and meet him. Well, mind you, we met in person, but it was one of those things where, and I think for the next 3 or 4 days, I kept saying to Shawnee, it was like, it was out of context. It was out of context. Because I was just leaving my church and I'm in the driveway, like we're in the driveway walking, and he comes up to me and there were some plants that I was supposed to be taking, and he's like, oh, they look really good, and he goes, you don't know who I am, and it's like I'm looking at him like, I know you are, but I don't know what life I know you from. It's like, is it from my music life? Is it from my this life, church life, and whatever, and and then it was like, bing. But for the few minutes I stood there like, la, 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 la. And so then I just felt like stupid. And so I just kept saying to Shawnee, I was out of context. It was out of context. Yeah. It's one thing if I see him here, if I see him on his live. Well, then it's like, exactly. But in my church parking lot,
in real life,
I'm not supposed to see Howie. He doesn't exist except for on the screen. I was out of context.
That's too funny.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, naked and afraid, eat iguana. That's disgusting.
That's how I feel. Although I've seen people wrap them in bacon and put them on the grill, and that sounds interesting, but then it stands back up once they open the grill because it's just all the meat's firmed up and it's standing there. It's like, it looks like it was trying to escape, and
My mom used to do frogs legs, and they would hop around in the pan. And
I know my parents, I think, did frogs legs maybe for my dad, and they were deep fried before I got to see them. Yeah, if I saw them prior to, there's no way they would have gotten kid me to eat that. They did the same thing with rabbit. They didn't tell me what it was. They just said it's chicken. And then I started eating it and noticed the anatomy was different. Like, I was like, this doesn't look like a chicken. It kind of tastes a little bit different. And then my sister, of course, was like 16 at the time. So she was like, it's rabbit. And I was like, and I'm a little girl. I'm like, rabbit.
So I was a teenager babysitting, and my dad always loved getting a little suckling pig, and he would usually find some bakery that would bake the whole thing up. So I come home late from babysitting, and on the counter is this suckling pig, full, like, it's all cooked. It's all cooked.
Oh,
of course, no eye sockets, they little in the snout, and it's just sitting there, and it like it's about this big. And I went, I am not eating that. Like he's just like, that's a little being. And it was like, nope, never ate any of it. But honestly, what would you eat it now? Like, if you were in a situation where you go, hey, you can eat nothing or you can eat the iguana. Well, I'm gonna eat the iguana.
Yeah. I'll eat it if you tell me nothing, that it's just chicken. If you kind of say, hey, it's gator or it's chicken, I'll try it. I've had gator tail. Fishy chicken is what I call that. I'll try it.
There's a musky cucumber smell.
For copperheads. Yeah, I never knew that. I'm just grateful I have black racers and I haven't seen venomous. And I've seen a scarlet snake, which is it looks like the coral snake, but the colors are alternate. They're different. So that it's not the poisonous one. I mean, venomous one.
I'm going to slip away and put the ladies to bed. So you guys can just carry on. And I'm not sure if there is anybody else that would like to come up. Miss Sharon, I would love to have you come up sometime so that we can, hang out and chat with you more. It would be lovely to have you up here. But I will step away and I will be back after I put the ladies to bed.
All righty. So, how long have you been doing YouTube? I know you've been gardening for a long time, but when did you decide to do a channel?
January of last year is when so about a year and a half.
Okay. Now, were you on today and you were the one who said you're not That wasn't you. No, that was the other lady who said she's not technically savvy, so she's not going to be on YouTube as much, but she'll be growing botanicals and stuff. That wasn't you. That was her. Okay. The Bohemian herbalist, or I forget the name of her channel. Okay. But how has it been going for you so far with being on YouTube, and are you enjoying it?
It's lovely. The reason I wanted to be on is for the community. I did Instagram for a year, and I have said so many people just coaxing me, you need to go on YouTube. You need to go on YouTube. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. I needed a new laptop, so I got myself a good laptop to do it. And I needed a new phone, so I got, a better phone than I needed.
Right.
And so that would be my camera. And then the other thing would be to buy a microphone. And I said, well, I don't know if I'm going to stay committed to this, so I'm not going to plunk out the money for a microphone. That's not something I would use if I wasn't YouTubing. So it probably took me 8 months or so till I knew, I'm going to stay committed to this. And then I bought it. Then I got like tripod at a thrift store and broke it, and then got another one at a thrift store.
Okay. That's great though, that you can find them at your thrift store.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. Great. And
at least, what mic did you get that you like so far that's working for you?
I went with the DJI mic.
I was looking at that one. Okay. I was looking
at
that.
I like it. It's more complicated and techy than I need it to be, but it's not bad.
Are you hooking that up to your phone? Or are you hooking it up to a camera now, or with the DJI?
I strictly on my phone, and you can Bluetooth, but I do put the unit into the phone.
The direct connect,
and then you can do double mics, which I used for the first time. I thought I'd use it with Al and I when we were out in the garden, but it hasn't come about because most of the time he's filming me, or I'm filming him.
But that's great though.
I did use that.
You guys do it,
that double mic.
Do it together.
Yeah, the double mic when I was up in Wisconsin to do the kitchen garden project and the interview, and it worked. It worked beautifully.
Okay.
I kind of went with DJI because my other creator friends have it, and so I knew I would have a support system. I went with something else. I might not have, that support system.
Yeah.
I'm fine if
Maureen has the other one. Maureen has the other popular one that I can't think of the name of right now. Yes, she has the Rode, and I've used Rode mics before, and they're great. But then I have another friend who has the DJI, and she said she really enjoys using it. And then I don't know if you know the channel Black's Tropical. She does a lot of shorts and things like that. And her husband, Bobby, he does the longer form videos. I met them down here. They came down here for like a nursery meetup because they'll come down and get plants down in Florida. And they had the DJI, and they had it hooked up to, I think it was the Canon M50, which I have a Canon M50, and I've been doing this now 6 years, but not like serious. Like I was more supporting, and like you said, it was more for community. I was a caretaker of my mother and caretaking my son. So I was really like, didn't have time to do a lot for my own channel. I still don't, but I don't know how to use my M50 still. I'm still learning. Like I shot a whole video on it, thought I had my mic that came with it set up, and the whole thing is like a silent movie. And I'm so no. Because that just adds another whole layer, like all that technical stuff, like you enjoy and you want to teach other people, or you want to share just what's going on. And then you have these technical glitches and you're like, no, please.
I know. And people that don't do YouTube can't fully appreciate that. Well, I can't do it today because the lighting is just terrible and it's not going to come out good. Or you get out there and the birds are beautiful and it's going to be a nice background. And then a train goes through and whistles because I'm only about a mile away from
I have
the
the dogs next door because we're suburban, and they'll start going off right in the middle of the video, and then I'll have people in my own household walk out the back door while I totally get it.
And
I get it.
And the planes,
Yes, the planes. Yes, yeah. And a lot of people are creators that are in actually a side chat and who will watch this, so they totally understand. Like they get the struggle, and people who want to, like, who might watch this so they understand, like, oh, okay, well, that's maybe why my favorite creator isn't always putting out videos. But I see people. We even have a friend, Laura, over at Hedgehog's Homestead, and she gets something out almost every day. Like, I'm just like, how?
Yeah, I'm retired. I could not.
I know. I don't. You say you have Instagram though too. Are you the same name as your YouTube? Okay. So Robin Garner over on Instagram if you want to check her out.
I'm not as good at posting anymore on Instagram since I went the YouTube route.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's fun. I like sharing. I love the community. Gardeners are such nice people.
Right.
In a world that isn't always nice, it's nice to go to a space where you're with nice people. It's
a common ground. And yeah, I agree. A lot of gardeners are very nice people because they care for the plants and the animals and the natural systems that are going on in their yard. And to have that kind of empathy for small creatures, it usually does transfer over to, humans. Usually, sometimes. We've been around horse people, and some horse people prefer their horses and do not like people. So it depends. But plant people seem to really be people, whether they're introverted or extroverted. I like what LGG says. It's like, I'm a natural videographer. I keep it real. So that means you do not do a lot of the putting it through anything and editing. Is that what you mean, LGG? You just take it as it comes. Oh, please welcome to the stage our beloved Shawnee Groves.
Hey, my friends in my gardening community. Hello, everyone. I'm tired, so if I put my camera off, it's because I'm yawning politely. To be honest.
You did a great little short for the Urban Gardener today.
You did.
He did play it.
Came out. Yes, he did.
I haven't watched the replay yet.
He played it, and he played it full screen, so you got a full screen moment nobody else got.
Oh my goodness.
You were a star.
I did it 11, 12, 1, 3 hours before the show was supposed to start. And I'm like, how do I send this? How do I make it so it was like a technical thing that I'm not very good at. So I'm glad that it worked.
Oh, you're going down to Costa Rica. Nice. I've thought about places to retire, and Costa Rica used to look good, but they're really developing it now. I can't wait to see those videos. And yes, she doesn't put it through a lot of our things that we talk about, like Filmora. I had Filmora completely erase a video on me one time. It had a glitch, and I just lost the whole video I was working on. But otherwise, it's pretty good. What do you use for your Shawnee when you do like your shorts and stuff? If you edit them, instead of pulling them.
Yeah, if it's a video or a short that I actually filmed, I'm using a Samsung phone, and the app is called YouTube Create, and it crashes. Okay. Like when I did that 17-minute garden tour video, it crashed 20 times. So I'm not saying do you that one, but it's very basic and easy, and it doesn't take up a bunch of space on my phone, I don't think, because I have a pretty full storage situation on my old phone that I'm not interested in upgrading at this moment. Okay, so I don't want to hear it. If I am doing a live stream, then it's StreamYard, and I can record in StreamYard the podcast audio that I sometimes put podcasts up, but I haven't. Sorry. It's gardening season. Okay, give me a break. Podcasts are like for the winter. Okay. So
let me bring
I've
up
never done anything fancy.
Barry just popped into the bottom. Barry, I'm going to bring you up right now.
Okay.
Please welcome to the stage, Storms, Radios, and Cats. We know him as Barry. He's our friend. Barry, welcome in.
Hi.
Oh, we're at a different angle again. You're always switching it up.
I know, switching it up, keeping us on our toes. Now, Barry is Kentucky. Shawnee is Minnesota. I am in South Florida. Diva is over on, what island is that called?
Vancouver.
Vancouver. Victoria was coming to my brain. I'm like, no
Vancouver
brain.
Island.
And then Robin, you said where you were from. Could you remind me again?
Illinois, near Chicago.
Yeah.
Illinois, near Chicago. Okay. So
Yeah,
just so people are aware.
You're 5B, right, Robin?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Okay. So how's it going, Storms? Do you have any preference for doing editing? It's hot. It was a visual. It's hot.
It just depends. Like, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not on. I don't have everything hooked up. Hi, Diva.
Diva's back.
No, really. I try to get my editing done so it's done and out of the way and not annoying the crap out of me, you know.
Right.
But we
were just talking. Go ahead. Sorry, Barry.
I used to like editing, but not so much anymore because I've done so much of it. You know.
Yeah.
Another downside.
I would like it better if I didn't screw it up, I think.
Yeah.
Or if my things didn't crash, like Shawnee was saying, how hers glitches out and crashes on her.
And it might be just because of my phone being so full. I delete stuff, okay? I'm not hoarding things on my phone. A lot of stuff happens on the phone. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a phone.
So one thing that Al and I found when filming, if you're going to do like a tour, don't let one segment go more than 2 minutes. Stop and then start up again, because you can just clip them all together.
Yeah. Right.
And the phone, my iPhone will overheat right now.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that happen here.
Doing, a clip, but I use iMovie that came with the Mac.
Yeah, same here.
And it's fine. I tried the DaVinci. Everybody was rating DaVinci.
It's a harder one. That's a harder one than
Look at her. Robin's like, no.
Yeah, I have one on my Mac that I actually specifically got thinking I would use it, and yet no, I went into it and I was like, played with it for a little bit. I'm like, nope, I'm not there. I'm not a graphic artist. I'm not an editor.
Yeah, when I first started, I would film with my iPhone and I would edit it on the iPhone. So it would be like 3:00 in the morning, fat fingers, and you're like, trying to,
I still do that. You're like, get on your laptop.
Get on your Mac. And so then my sister-in-law bought me a secondhand Mac last year, and I have thought about going to something more, but you go, I don't feel like I have the brain capacity to learn something new.
Right.
And the iMovie on the Mac is great. Like it's easy. Mostly I do my shorts. I will film them on the phone and I will edit them on the phone. Just because it's short. It's it's not complicated. Right. And then but everything else I do on iMovie, and I'm like you where I do, if I'm going to be showing something, I do try, like especially if I'm on camera talking about it, I will turn, so I'll talk for a little bit and then I will just turn. So now we've got a different background, to change the scene as often as I can. So
I'll do that once mine doesn't look like a complete disaster.
Yeah, but don't use Filmora or something like that?
I did. I said that before, and it crashed and took a whole video on me. And then I went back to the iMovie when it did that because you were telling me about, just do iMovie, just do it. And I've done that. Yeah, and I've also used TikTok's editor, which is kind of like for shorts. It's pretty good.
It's really nice.
It's got, but then you worry about the music. They have a lot more music that they allowed, and other places too.
Yeah. And then you
especially
also have to
YouTube.
make sure that you don't get the watermark. You have to download
Exactly.
it before. So that because if the watermark is on it and you bring it over to YouTube, then they go, can't use it. So
I find that if you get a stylus, and if you're going to edit on your phone, get you a stylus and use that stylus.
Yeah.
Because so I have essential tremors. If I wanted to be exact with my editing, using my fingers isn't always an option. But for some reason, when I use the stylus, I can get stuff done. But I have to be like away from home to use the editor on my phone. It's like a last, your last ditch effort to get a video put together. I'd rather use my laptop.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say to people, my megabytes are full and there is not a lot more space for any other, memories. It's hard enough to have the memories that I do have there. So I feel pretty much the same about that.
I don't know who I was saying that to, even just about like shows, like old shows. I'm like, I can watch Everybody Loves Raymond reruns, and I don't remember what happened because it fell out. Like other stuff took its place. I can watch all those old shows and like something might look familiar a little bit, but I have no idea what happens next. My husband, all of a sudden though, he'll be like, oh, well, this is what's going to happen. And I'm like, okay, you can remember that, but you just gave the ice cream away that I ate out of because you thought it went with, like, we pick up food on the weekend for people. For some reason, the ice cream went in that food to give away. And I'm like, you didn't check. I got into that last night. I'm like, it was chocolate. Husband.
I took bites out of it.
I have the movie The Firm with Tom Cruise. I saw it a long time ago. And then I don't know, a few years later, I go, I think I'll watch The Firm. And as I'm watching it, nothing of it is familiar to me per se that I've watched it. But then, but I'm like you, where you go, I think this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think this is what's going to happen. And then it would happen. And it's like, you've seen this before, Maureen. And it was like, I have seen this before. I did it 3 times to that same movie.
Wow.
I now go, you know what? You see The Firm? You're not watching it. You've seen it. You've seen it, Maureen. But I did want to show you. I wanted to do a little show and tell. This is, and that's why I took this is my LAB. This is the beginning of the LAB.
Good. Okay.
So this is the rice water that's been fermenting for the last few days.
Very cool.
So it is a bit more cloudy on the bottom, but there were some, there is some floaties in there.
Ann.
And hey, good morning, Ann.
But that'll disappear when you feed it, right? After you ferment it, once you feed it, it'll go cloudy again. But then it,
See,
good
so
stuff
it is starting to.
What
It's
is
got
it
like
called?
kind of a fruity smell. And then I just we were buying at Christmas time. We were buying whipping cream for different things, and then we wouldn't use it. Or
That's
we
what I
buy too
want to
many
know,
of them.
GT.
This is called LAB. It is lactic acid bacteria is what I'm going to be making. And so I start with, I was making some rice this past week. And so I wash the rice, but I save the rice water. And then, so I wash it, I wash the rice a few times. I'm just going to put this back on there. My elastic, because I don't want any bugs. And so it's got a nice kind of sweet, sour smell to it. And so then I put the water in the jug, and then you take any kind of milk. And so I have some of this frozen whipping cream. I just thought I will use it for, the garden. So it's been frozen. So now I've taken them out. Then I will mix the milk into here, and will separate the curds in the whey. We'll take the curds out, throw them into the compost. Because they're sour. I would feed them to my chickens. And then that mixture is just an absolutely fabulous mixture to, add to your garden. And I think it's like, it's like just like an ounce per, a ton. And you put it into the soil, and it really feeds your soil. Like you dilute it. It's not like, it's like this this jug will go a long way in my garden. And you store it in the fridge once it's done. But once I'll take the curds off, after, again, it's about 3 to 5 days, depending on the temperature of my home, and it'll separate. We'll get the whey, and so the whey will mix with that rice water and make an absolute potent food for your soil.
Stay out of trouble.
Mm-hmm. So it's just called LAB. So I might. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Shawnee.
You're welcome.
LAB helps to improve soil fertility by introducing beneficial microorganisms that break down organic matter and release nutrients. And LAB is from Natural Korean Farming.
It's from the Jodam farming. That's what I wanted to get, was the book.
Yeah.
The Jodam farming method is where some of that originated.
Yeah.
The way to ultra low cost agriculture from Yusang Choi. Or Cho.
And it just gives your plants the real good boost, because you're really pushing the soil, giving good stuff to the soil. So I did it, I think, the first or second year, and then just got away from it because of everything else that I'm learning as I go. And I went, I need to bring this back. I need to bring back making LAB. So I might I might film, because I filmed myself doing the rice. So I might do a video on it just to show how I did it, and then how I throw it in the garden. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can actually use it, so you can use it as a soil drench, but you can also, again, dilute it, put it in a sprayer and spray, and underneath and on top of the leaves, and that also will help to keep away certain types of pests and the powdery mildew.
Fungus. Yeah, and the fungus.
So is it better than the poo-poo juice?
It has a different purpose.
It's a different purpose.
Is the job.
Different purpose.
Yeah. I'm trying to look to see. There's an ultimate slug solution that I was looking at a recipe for, and I'm trying to remember if Labs is in it.
Oh.
And so, to be continued. Privately, I could probably.
It would make sense that Lab would be in it with the acidifying.
Right. Yeah. I don't know that I would want to waste my LAB for stupid slugs.
The sluggies. I know.
I'm happy to waste my a big cube of yeast and sugar, white sugar. I'm fine with that. So. But I found that it's another thing.
Poo-poo juice, Richard. That's the poo-poo juice. That's what we refer to as Maureen's poo-poo juice. Is exactly that.
Yeah, a compost tea is what the proper name of it is. But as I was
just better.
Because it smells like poo.
It smells like poop. Oh, it's bad. Yeah, the smell is horrible.
So I recoined it, and there's many people who say, "How's the poo-poo juice?" And it's like, thank you. We've recoined it to poo-poo juice. But I find that my poo-poo juice, I still use it. And when I see a plant in distress or not doing well, giving it some poo-poo juice, it's just like night and day. And it just goes, okay, cut off the dead, Maureen. We've got a new arm of growth going here. So I love my poo-poo tea, poo-poo juice.
And some people put a bubbler in it too, Richard. Yeah. So it's not anaerobic, so it's an aerobic solution. So
yeah.
And there's always that conversation between the two sides of which one is better, and
how much work do you want to do? What do you want
exactly?
To
Exactly.
I do not want to set up some bubbler and some sort of.
I don't want to plug anything in.
Yeah. No,
I just have electricity.
I have a Costco bin with a lid out on my front boulevard. I throw the weeds in there. And this year I am making sure that I'm getting my comfrey into my poo-poo juice. And I've never done it where this is my first year to try, is because you can just mow down your comfrey. And I gave some bunch to the chickens, some to the tea. And then it'll grow. Like you can almost get 3 full things of it. And the comfrey, it's a super pollinator. Like the bees just love it, and the whole plant falls over because it's so big, and the bees are still.
That's
and
awesome,
so I was going I shouldn't cut it because the bees.
Well, there's a way around that, Maureen. Go ahead, finish before.
Oh yeah, you know what Maureen does?
Bottom leaves. What?
Well, and Maureen ties it up. Maureen gets a rope up and she's tying it up, and it's still falling over. Okay, what What ingenious thing are you going to tell me, young
Well, first
child?
of all, I want to say I would have totally chopped some comfrey today if it wasn't 100 degrees. First of all, because I would like to try that. Because I'm on my year 2 of having comfrey. But what I would do is you would have like a succession planting is what we're going to call it. But so you have maybe 6 comfrey. So they're all in flower. You chop down 1, use it. You still have 5 in flower. This one starts regrowing. 2 weeks later when you need to fertilize again, because that's usually what a schedule is for fertilizing, chop number 2 down.
Yeah.
This one has growth. This one's going to start. You still have this many
The
more.
other 3.
You wouldn't just chop the whole thing down all the time. You know what I mean? You would have more than one plant going.
I chopped it all.
Great
I
idea.
You have one plant? You have one
no,
plant?
I have 2 plants.
You need more
and
plants.
They're fairly big.
I have one. I just started. I forgot that was my new plant. I started. What is the secret to comfrey though in hot, humid climates? Like what have you guys
grows
found?
it just fine.
Yeah, but he's not in my zone. Yeah,
he's not in Hades.
No, he's in her. He's closer to her zone than he is to mine. He's closer to Maureen's zone. Like so. Yeah, I don't want it to fry and die.
Where's your local gardening group, Carol?
Yes, I know. I can. I'm asking here, Shawnee. I can look.
Anybody on the replay? Please.
Yes, anyone on the replay in a very hot climate who grows this stuff, let me know what the secrets are, please. So don't kill it.
Maureen, in your Schwitzel, I'm not saying that right, I don't think. Can you add lemon slices, cucumber slices, frozen berries? Would you be interested?
Oh, the drink.
I think I would. I think lemon slices and some cucumber. I think that would make it very nice. And just to
I think so too.
Hold back on the apple cider vinegar.
So what is your ratio? Oh, sorry.
I don't know what her ratio is.
Is she using 2 tablespoons?
Could be.
And then take it down to 1, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's I think that's the plan. Like I think it's a good flavor, and I think it would be a really good thing to do because it's, you know, what is our go-to is like, okay, let's go grab some Gatorade, or they'll go and grab some sort of packet that is like, it's all full of garbage. And so, you know, in this whole whatever it is, this event, you know, we're wanting to show here is some alternatives of things, of, you know, growing food, making, you know, a drink.
Yeah, I did go through this, and it's super wild.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't be serving these to guests. It's very wild because I was trying to look. I went through my library of 4 other books, and I was like, I can't find an easy for guests, not too scared off plant herbal, you know, the drink. So
yeah,
you're on the right track.
Yes, and that's why she's
you're never late as long as you're here.
Exactly. You're not late, Brenda. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Ann.
Yeah, no,
saying hi to you.
That's why she was doing it now, because she goes, we want to, you know, streamline it so that when the day comes, we're all ready to go. So, yeah, comfrey growing it takes care of itself. You just, it will like, and I exactly what you said, Shawnee. The plant has gotten big enough that I'm going to be splitting it and putting it in other places. So that is the plan, is not to have just 2 big plants.
That's my plan too, is in the fall, in the off-growing season, fall and spring, to chop it, divide it, replant instead of buying more crowns. I'd be okay with buying more crowns too, but I want to try this. Just saying.
Yeah. Always okay with buying more plants.
Robin, grow comfrey?
What? Oh,
Robin?
Oh, no, I don't have comfrey.
What? You need some comfrey.
You need some comfrey if you're polyculturing. You definitely.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I can send you a link. You can order it right now. Now, they might be out of stock, actually.
Actually,
just got
I
one.
have a friend up in Wisconsin. I could probably just take a cutting and.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Because it is just hardy stuff. And my ladies, they loved it. Just taking a couple of stalks, throwing it in, and they just all that's like, it's like, and it's just the stalk in the center. So I take the stalk and I put that into my compost tea. Yeah.
Oh. Has anybody ever taken a cutting from a potato plant?
Are you still watching your show?
Oh my goodness.
Oh wait, hang on. Honey, yes, I'm on alive.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, you didn't know.
You're cool. It's fine. We totally understand.
So I'm in this grow along in England, and so they're all taking cuttings of the potato and
like white potatoes,
so that they
like
can
regular.
I'm
sorry, irregular. Okay.
So they can make more plants, and then obviously you get more potatoes, obviously, to win the contest. And I'm like, oh, I really wanted to, and I did it. And so far, all 5 of my cuttings are living.
That's awesome.
But will it
my
make
potato
a potato?
plants melted?
Yeah, they will melted. Once they root. They'll make a potato.
I don't know. Do I have enough time left to try this experiment myself?
Yeah. Why not? Do it. Even if you don't get potatoes this year, just to see it root.
I'm
so
ready now.
Yeah. And the other thing I did this year that is different is I did from Botanic Interests. They have the Clancy.
Oh, you got the seed potato seed?
We like them.
And so I'm growing them from seed.
Nice.
Okay,
yeah, Shawnee likes, she's got the cutting?
What is a Clancy?
The Clancy is a potato that you can grow from actual seed, little pelleted seeds.
Oh.
And so that's quite fun. And I sent them to a bunch of friends, all over the place, Canada and UK and whatever. And because they were coated with clay when they arrived, they were like dust.
Oh,
going through the post.
Oh. Wow.
This is what the seed packet looks like, and then that would be what the potato looks like for harvesting. So 85 to 110 days.
Oh, it's a nice red potato. That looks
I don't
yummy.
know what the seed looks like though. Is the seed?
It's
like
tiny.
seed?
It's tiny and it's coated with
Yeah.
clay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only
so
12
so
seeds
tiny.
for $5.
So is it the only potato that you can grow from seed? Because I've had at times where or no, my potato greens, they'll grow those little
berries
on them.
It's my understanding that this is one of the only stabilized ones out there to do it from seed. And I have to always do something different.
Of course. One big science experiment. That's what I love about gardening.
You bet.
Yeah.
Okay, and Storm says if y'all remember, I suspended potatoes with eyes above water, and they grew roots, stuck them in soil, and they were like little taters for soups. That's fabulous.
Cool. Okay, I looked it up. It can struggle here, but if I plant it in partial shade and baby it, it should be okay.
So do you plant that in October?
Which for me it says spring or fall, so I'm gonna have to leave it in its pot and baby it. I don't know. It says it can be done other times where you can plant it.
Well,
but
I don't understand.
It's it's like, no, I have it in a pot now. I brought it home.
Storms, which variety was it that you did that to? Which potato variety?
Was it a russet? Or Yukon Gold? Or
no, I'm really not sure what they were because somebody gave them to me. They were
you don't eat it.
There was red and then there was like a yellow, so maybe Yukon Gold. They were only that big. They weren't very big. They were for soups and stews.
Yeah, like the new baby potato that's really expensive.
But they tasted so good. I was like, I've got to.
Yes.
Well, they were given to me, so like 6 pounds, you know. So
when you grow from your pantry, it just keeps
they,
feeding you
they
like
could have
that.
grown better.
Yeah. Do you have any planted
Yeah,
right now?
they needed a little bit more food, but yeah, I mean they grew. But would I do that again? Probably not, because you really got to be like on top of it. Because when the eye comes out of put that in the water. No, I wish I did.
Like
but
just put it in the ground, Barry.
We weren't able to turn the soil, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Put it in your tire.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to the comfrey.
Right.
So
I'm sorry. StreamYard is reloading.
Okay.
Okay. So yes and no. So yes, we use the comfrey as a chop and drop. Of course, chickens like to eat it. But the other thing is that it's also called knit bone. And so if you have, you can use it, make a poultice with it. And if you have an injury, you've got something wrong with your elbow or whatever, putting on a compress with it. Years ago, people were using it as medicinal tea. They would make comfrey tea, but then it's like, no, you can't have it. If you drink copious amounts of it, yes, it probably will harm your liver, just like most things. But it's not. I would do some research outside of.
Yes, do your own research.
Yeah, but not just in Google. Like I would use other platforms that are not controlled. Books.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You will find out that. And the beautiful thing about comfrey is it is a very deep rooted plant. And so it's bringing up lots of minerals from deep down in the soil. So it's a really good thing to plant near a fruit tree. So it's bringing up all of those nutrients through its root system. And of course, that's going to help to feed your tree. And then it is a balanced plant for carbon and nitrogen. So if you do a chop and drop, it's going to feed that soil. Or if you do put it in your compost, it actually will heat up the compost a little quicker. And then also the last thing, what else? The other last thing that and then it is just a really great, because it's got all those nutrients and minerals, it's really just a great thing to have in your garden.
Yeah, it's a bioaccumulator.
Yeah, I was thinking that word too.
You can even just put comfrey in a bucket and let it turn into black goo liquid and dilute that in water. Like it's wonderful. That's why I planted 6 just right off we're putting it in.
Well, fine. I'm gonna divide mine, and I'm gonna have 8.
I'm gonna have, I don't know, 12 or more now, just because you said.
I'm gonna pray over mine and hope it doesn't melt in Florida in my zone, while you guys just grow copious amounts of it. Just like Laura over at Hedgehog's Homestead, who's got the mullein as tall as me, and my mullein came up, looked really great and healthy, and that melted too in the sun. The sun came out to full. I was like, oh, what's this?
I'd like some mullein to grow, but I haven't made it that far yet with that seed. So
yeah, my plan is to do some mullein, but I'd like to have another place to grow it, not just here. Oh, I don't want that color.
Yeah, to have like a whole row of it, right?
Yeah,
right. Grows wild on the Wisconsin property.
Yeah, her Tennessee, it's a weed. She's got it all over, but then she's allergic to it.
It's like, why can't I plant it though? Like wild or someone else's. I'm like, oh, they have mullein, but I can't get it. I haven't spent enough attention to get it to work.
Right. Okay, I was looking. My books so far do not have comfrey.
Oh, so here's an interesting thing from Miss Sharon. Word of caution: be sure you're getting boking.
Yes, the Boking 14.
Common comfrey will take over the place. I have probably the common comfrey.
And the difference is the common comfrey has a good seed. When that seed drops from the flower, it will make more plants, where the Boking 14 flower seed is sterile. So you have to do a root, either a crown division or a root cutting. That's the difference. And so I did Boking 14 because I was a little panicked about things taking over. I'm a little controlling. So we went with Boking 14.
Yeah, I just got mine from Facebook Marketplace. Paid like $250 for a couple of plants that she
Love
because
it.
she said they're just she's got too many. So I would assume, or don't they also just grow just from roots? So maybe she does have the
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yep. Crown
If
and
you had
root
the,
division.
if you had the common comfrey, I think you'd know it by now. That's how fast it spreads.
That's what I
Oh,
hear.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have it. So that's good to know. Now I wish I could remember that Bocking 14 comfrey, because if I ever go to start selling it, then I can say this is the Bocking 14, but I won't remember that.
You will be talking to us about, look at this comfrey start roots, and I'll be like, oh, get your little seed label sticker, and we're gonna write Bocking 14 on it. Remember? And you're like, oh yeah.
Yes, thank you. That's good. Shawnee.
Yes, we will access Shawnee's memory for that.
Yes.
No problem.
She's our researcher and our memory.
Yes.
We're a memory bank.
Let me see.
But anyway, we've been here for 2.5 hours, so I think we are gonna say goodnight. Oh, you've got the okay. I can see you sent me the ultimate slug solution.
Oh, we can talk about that off if you don't want to do it here.
No, we can talk about it here. I lost it now. Who knows how I.
So the part that I could read what's in it quicker than, let's see here.
Okay. Oh, it's from the Garden Like a Viking.
So what's in it is, it's an ad. Just give me a minute here.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have to get out of the ad.
Same little thing. Sorry.
Okay, so come on, give me the word. Sodium hydroxide.
Yeah.
And then it's Dr. Bronner's, like a Castile soap.
Yeah.
And then a garlic liquid. So like you have to buy the first thing I said, the second thing buy, third thing you make, and then you use specific amounts and put that in water, and then you would spray that, and you only need to do it a couple times, and it's supposed to help stop. Now, we learned before, you don't just do one thing when you're tackling slugs. You approach it with a multiple level destruction situation. And I just thought, I don't know if I should tell Maureen about this, because there's a lot of steps.
There is a lot of steps, and I did watch that video, and so that will be for you to put in your memory bank when I go, I just don't know what to do with the slugs. You go, Maureen, remember Garden Like a Viking? And I go, yes, okay. Because I'm going to just do growing out the boxes with the molasses and yeast. It smells like a dark ale. And it's
those cups that you're using with the cap to keep rain out.
I love them.
Garden Like a Viking loves those too. And what was it? That guy, Simplify Gardening, used them too. And so they're making money. Yeah, that.
Great invention. That's what I said. Why can't we come up with an invention like that and be sitting pretty on something?
Exactly. So anyway, so we will say our little good nights and goodbyes. So I do want to thank Jegs for coming up, and for CC, Texas Gardening, also for coming up, and Shawnee Grows for popping in with us and giving us all her wisdom. And Storms Radios and Cats, we had Barry as well. Love you, brother. And our new friend Robin from Robin's Gardens. And of course, my co-host Carol, South Florida Sunshine. Anybody have a live coming up anytime soon? Barry, are you going on tomorrow? Well, he's struggling with his.
Probably not. I think he went live last week.
Okay.
I might go live, but I might be too tired. So.
If you can hear me, maybe tomorrow night.
Oh,
okay. We can hear you, sir. I don't know why I'm talking closer to my microphone. I can hear you. I will talk closer. Makes no sense.
I don't know why you're doing that either.
It's a freak. And Carol, you'll be going live next Friday for Friday.
Next Friday, or I might do a pop-up this week. Because...
Sorry, go ahead.
What was that?
Go ahead, Barry.
A foreigner?
It's like yelling at a foreigner in English, hoping they'll understand you. It's like, why are you yelling at them? They still don't know what you're saying.
I'll talk louder.
Yeah, that's what I had Friday night. Didn't matter what I did. It was like, you're done. Yeah, I might do a pop-up because of Friday night with the Wi-Fi dropping. We'll see.
Robin, do you do lives?
So far, I've only been participant.
Okay.
I need to explore that.
Yes, you do.
We can help you. We help one another. So we're here.
Yeah, and because I saw that. I think I was your 620 subs. I think you have. You probably have a few more. Which, if anybody has subscribed to Robin tonight, make sure you go and you watch one of her videos so that the subscription sticks, because she'll go on, she'll go, oh, look at, I got 3 new ones tonight. And then tomorrow morning she'll go, look at, I lost 3 new ones this morning. It's so disheartening.
676 is what Robin has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, today's been good to me.
It has been good to you. It has been a good day. And being on the lives, that does help. But when you start doing your lives, the lives actually bring up your watch time hours super fast. It's the way to go if you are working towards monetization.
You should probably play the lottery, Robin.
Anyway, so we I don't say so thank you all again for coming. And just like I had 7 thoughts all trying to come out at the same time. And so I do want to also just thank Miss Sharon for being the best moderator. And Miss Sharon, I do want to have you come up on the live and spend some time with us talking. We would love to have that with you, so that people get to see your face and even
if she doesn't feel comfortable with that, if she doesn't want to show her face,
put a picture. If you just want a picture, we're fine with that too. But to hear your voice and hear your wisdom, that would be wonderful. So anyway, thank you all for spending the evening with us, and enjoy your Sunday. Take care, and always choose kindness. Oops, let me just figure out where I have to. I don't know. It says you are live.
Bye.
I don't know. It doesn't have an end today.
Yeah, where's the end button? Yeah. Okay.
I found it.
Yeah,
okay, everybody wave and hold the pose so it gets a nice one of us.